The following podcast may contain violence, nudity, graphic violence, and something else. It's Freaky Friday with dicks.
Four guys and a movie. Four guys and a movie. Donnie, Brian, Rob, and Joe reviewing movies for the show. Four guys and a movie.
Put all the effort into it, the movie.
Yeah!
Nailed it.
Got on the first try. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 4am podcast, the podcast where a bunch of dorks watch movies, and when there's nothing to talk about, they just eat. And you guys get to hear about it.
We got a puppy in the house.
There's
today.
a puppy in the house. There's snacks of all sorts. It's a bonanza circus today here at 4am headquarters. This week we watched Vice Versa. Tony,
We're doing other things.
well, we'll get into the other things too.
Interchangeable body swapping movie.
Yeah,
Number 22.
yeah, just add it. to
This
the
time
list.
with
There's that.
freaky little Fred Savage and freaky tall Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Vice Versa from 1988 was the year. Directed by Brian Gilbert, who not a whole lot going on there, especially nothing you will know, other than maybe Not Without My Daughter.
What is that?
Oh, creepy.
I don't.
That tracks.
It's the movie that Not Without My Anus was based on.
And does IMDb say who the DP is for this one?
I didn't look it up, but I happen to know who it is. Would you like to share that with the people?
No, I'm asking you.
It's more funny when Tony says it, apparently.
Because he's so embarrassed.
Because
We don't have to say it.
it's not embarrassing.
It is for them.
King Baggett is the DP. See, you're fucking.
It's funny. It's funny.
You think it's funny because it's close to being something else.
Right, that's
that it's not.
That's why it's funny.
That's also like one of those terms we don't want to use.
Like, what?
Well, but it's close to it, but it's not it.
What were his parents thinking?
Maybe they were hoping somewhere down the line
Uh-huh.
the first letter would have a Freaky Friday Vice Versa thing with a different letter. I don't know. What are you trying to say?
I don't
What
know.
are you
Big
trying to say?
jacket. It's even worse.
Turns out King Baggett was also the cinematographer for She Said No.
And that's fun.
Is that the unreleased Sean Connery James Bond?
It's a sequel to Not Without My Anus.
The only other movies he's done that I've heard of are The Last Starfighter and Revenge of the Nerds.
Wait, what?
He was the cinematographer on both of those.
Oh, Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds.
All right, well, King Baggett is in Revenge of the Nerds. Everybody.
Well, he's the cinematographer.
He's in there. He's
Funny.
Yeah, he's in the credits.
You probably see his shadow. once
The
or
girlfriend here was also in Revenge of the Nerds. The later one.
Oh.
The much later one. The made-for-TV movie one. So, this is a movie. Oh, what can we say about it?
Not much, which is why I want to segue into another thing.
Well, we just quick side notes. Though, we have Jane Krasinski. How do you?
Kesmeric?
Kasmeric.
Jane
Is in there.
Krasinski.
Yeah.
It's a Freaky Friday of our own
Why
here.
not?
At the 4am podcast.
Jane Lynch's first movie. Yeah, we didn't even say who we were.
You may remember her from The Office in the Middle.
Yeah. But Jane Lynch's first movie, she was in there.
Jane Lynch's?
Yeah, she was one of the I don't know, whatever higher mucky mucks when the guy was yelling and he's like, "You businessmen," and they were like, "Business women." That was Jane Lynch.
Her character's name was Miss Lindstrom.
Okay, so full stop. Three of us here spent the majority of this movie playing with a puppy and paying little to no attention to the actual film.
I tried.
Well, yeah, the dog is
the
a
two
whore.
of you were shitting
Sadly.
during lots of it.
I watched every minute of it
The dog is
and
a
took
whore.
notes.
Wait, who was shitting? I mean, I was, yes.
Yeah. I guess Tony was before.
Yeah, he went before the
Nothing to
movie.
do with the movie.
I pooped like the last 15 minutes of the movie.
And
In
you had to
fairness, though,
take the
like,
dog
so
out.
did King Baggett.
Yeah,
And Ryan Gilbert.
And I did have to take the dog out at one point.
you've seen the last 15 minutes of this movie before.
Yes, I've
Well,
seen the last 15
to be
minutes.
fair, though,
It gets weird.
Rob had to leave the room while we were watching it like twice, and when he did, that was when like some of the craziest shit happened. Because we're watching, fuck it, we just want to get into this. I don't know, what do we?
Well, we've got some time-sensitive products.
We
to get.
do, yeah. So we're.
good
By the way, you are.
I'm Rob. I'm King Baggett.
I'm King Baggett.
I am Joe. I casually touched a skull with King Baggett, and we switched bodies.
And I am Scott, trapped in the body of Tony.
Who's Scott?
Guy you don't know, don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm Will.
This 11-year-old I hang out with sometimes.
Sit naked on the floor of your bedroom.
Cross-legged.
Of his bedroom.
That's what it's all leading up to,
Make
friends.
sure your balls are respectively touching the floorboards. Unless it's carpeted, then they'll touch carpet.
I hope they were wearing underwear, but I don't know.
They were definitely shirtless.
There was no indication of underwear.
There was no man.
And also, immediately after they changed over, Judge Reinhold looked down very quickly and assessed his situation.
He did it the first time too.
Yeah, so we probably not underwear.
Ain't good.
Yeah. He's saying, finally, I can go back to fapping to Phoebe Cates. So,
We are so.
guys, we have some snacks to try out here.
I know we derail this podcast a lot, but this time there are no rails.
Yeah.
It's just.
That's right.
Well, the formula for this movie was entirely on the rails. Like, there was no...
Good
yeah.
one, yeah.
It never even had any curves. It just straight line through a cookie
Yeah.
cutter.
So we're making up for that with knowing
Yeah.
about the curves.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right, so
Oops, all crunch berries the episode.
we've got some ice creams here and more, but we'll start with the ice creams because they're melting. So Little Debbie, our patron saint of the podcast,
Saint Tipra.
has come out with ice creams based on their snacks, and we've had a lot of the snacks on the pod. So I've got 5 of the flavors here,
How many are available, do you know?
like 6 or 7.
Okay.
I know there's the strawberry
Strawberry.
something or other, and
Is there Swiss cake rolls? Or that's what you have in your hand,
that's
right?
what I have right
Oh,
here.
okay.
Swiss rolls.
I think
Also-
Rob got all the greatest hits. Thankfully.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the
These
majority.
are
Oatmeal
what
Raisin.
our Patreon levels are named after, if I'm not mistaken.
The patron levels are named after Little Debbie snacks.
There's the
The
oatmeal
4am
cream.
podcast at Patreon.com.
Actually, do you guys? So there's Swiss rolls, there's honey buns, nutty bars, cosmic brownies, and zebra cakes. They did not have specifically zebra dick flavored ice cream. Otherwise, we would have gone for that. Do you guys want to go with a specific one first?
You already got the Swiss roll.
Yeah,
up
it's
and-
in your hand. Do it.
Man,
All
this is just this the podcast now. Us reviewing different snacks.
Why not? That's where the money's at.
It's worked for some people.
Wait, there's money?
Yeah, who's getting paid?
Well,
Shout out to our few Patreons, the proud but few.
yes,
So
there's
The
cream.
few and the
amongst that.
unproud.
That's Will, William, Ricky, Sharon, Chelsea. Anybody else I'm forgetting?
William, you doing okay? Haven't heard from you in a
How you
while.
doing? Yeah, I haven't heard
I was
in
just
a
taking a
while.
minute. Like, hey, Will, how's it going?
All right.
Ricky,
Ricky,
bring me some cheesecake.
If
Miss you
y'all,
guys.
if y'all want more, you're welcome to
We
have
got
it.
a
I
lot
just
of
figured
other ice
I'd,
creams to
Oh,
try
that's-
here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of what I figured.
Let's all like
So you
take it.
You take the big one.
Dang.
Can cleanse our palate with Diet Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I just figured Will was going to eat it like an animal. Give him a spoon.
Give it to Pepper.
How do little piggies eat?
All right, it's chocolate base. Ooh,
That's good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, very rich and creamy.
little cake, little cake bits.
I don't know. Are there cake bits?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's cream.
Got that cream.
That's very good.
This is the part of the podcast where it just
As
Sucking
everybody
down
tunes out.
cream.
Yeah.
wordless smacking.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I guess I'm kind of getting Swiss roll.
Hmm.
I mean, it's definitely good.
I'm impressed. I'd say 7 out of 10.
Yeah, if someone told me this is what a melted Swiss roll taste like. I believe them.
Yeah, I buy that.
Yeah, I think Will's 7 out of 10. Fair. 7.5.
Yeah.
Setting the bar high.
Not top tier, but definitely strong presence.
Does it say anywhere where, like, if it's an actual ice cream company?
Mm-hmm. It's made by Hudsonville Ice Cream. I don't know who they are, where they're based out of. I've never heard of Hudsonville Ice Cream before.
But we can be bought.
It would appear that Zebra Cakes is going to be the second one open.
Well, I figured I finished first, so for the sake of brevity, let's,
All right.
I'll get the next one primed.
Tony's already losing his motor function.
So I wasn't expecting that, because the zebra cake ones kind of got... Well, I mean, I guess it is a zebra cake, so it has chocolate stripies. So yeah,
some swirl.
no, I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. All right. Do we have a serving spoon, or are we just...
Yes. Where did it
Is it in the
go?
Swiss?
It is. It's right in front of my face.
Lick it off first.
Take it, or,
Oh, no. Yeah, everything's going to be tainted.
His Joe opens it, bro.
So-
It's got your COVID germs on it.
My COVID germs?
Among
We
other
got a lot of ice cream to eat here.
I've licked everything in this
Hey,
house,
hey.
Joe.
Let's
Pass
not
along the
do
cake there, Milton,
giant
all right? Come on.
servings.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to just do like a spoonful.
Just teasing you. And trying to fill the dead air.
Somebody passed their little...
So, Judge Reinhold's in Thailand, and he's
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
for something or another, a
I mean-
ginger jar.
Tony, you ready to field question on how much money this cost? And
Oh, sure.
so I'm thinking this one's also pretty good. I don't think it's as good as the Swiss roll,
He is obviously no longer talking about the movie.
but I think it's pretty good. No, I'd much rather eat a Swiss roll than watch the movie.
This has got like a...
Like a
almost
sweet
like
cream?
sweet cream, like almost a mapliness to it.
See, I guess it's not bad, but it's not zebra cake.
Yeah, it doesn't scream zebra cake to me.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I agree with that.
I mean, this is just, to me, it just kind of tastes like ice cream with chocolate sauce in it.
Yeah.
This tastes like apparently there is chunks of zebra cake in it.
That
yeah,
might make a big difference.
This tastes to me like those little ice creams you get when you were a kid that had like just a little foil top.
Those are pretty good.
And the, like, cardboard,
those.
or
Yeah,
the,
the little wooden.
you could get a splinter in your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, my last bite had a piece of cake in it, and that made it a lot better.
I got no piece of cake, but
Yeah. The last bite hot.
I mean, we're just like siphoning off the top of the.
oh yeah,
Um,
I understand that. I'm sure that might make some bit of difference.
I'll say it's good, but I don't think I would give it as high marks as the Swiss roll, only because it doesn't zebra cake quite as much as the Swiss rolled, if that makes any sense. I do like a 6.
Just to me.
Yeah, I'd say 6. There's that cool party and zebra on the front, and I'm not feeling that.
Yeah, no, he's got
Well, he's
sunglasses and mittens.
I
didn't
got some
taste
bad
any of
news
that.
for you. All those times you downed zebra dick, it's his dick.
Well, when they're dry, they're good.
Stick just keeps
They're just
going.
not good, creamy.
Is it like a hydro where you cut one off and 2 grow back? Like, how does he keep...
Can we? I'm not sure, but can we like get a shirt for that? It says zebra dicks when they're dry, they're good.
I mean, I can. You have to model it for the website, okay?
We can get the puppy to model it.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say its name?
Yes.
Protect its identity.
Yeah, don't want to
Wait.
dox the puppy.
Should we ask them?
They left the room.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Pepper, is it okay if we say your name on the podcast?
All right. We should get Pepper to be our new
All
shirt
right.
model.
This next one is going to be Cosmic Brown.
This one better perform.
I know Joe requested this one, but this is the one I have the least expectations of.
Well, this should be the hardest to fuck up. It's like
Right,
brownie,
it's
ice
brownie with
cream is
icing.
like a thing. Like,
Yes.
With little
Japanese
sprinklers.
food or
Oh god.
I imagine worst case scenario is going to be just chocolate ice cream with pebbles in it, whatever those things are.
Yeah. Little flavor pebbles.
Yeah, fruity pebbles. We're done talking about you now, Pepper.
That is Pepper's critiquing our episode. Like, you're just eating ice cream? What kind of podcast is this?
I don't know, Pepper. I don't know. Pepper! Does that mean somebody might be home?
She's probably here's the neighbors. Hey, Pepper. How about you? Shut up.
It just tastes like chocolate ice cream to me so far, but
Yeah,
it's not
I see
bad.
there are brownie bits, but I don't appear to have any.
I got one.
Oh, I got a little flavor pebble.
It's a little bit more, or it might just be the same exact ice cream as the Swiss roll ice cream.
Just different.
Just
I
without
think
the-
the Swiss one I like better. This
Yeah.
this strikes me as much lazier. Like I think they just put the occasional cosmic brownie in chocolate ice cream and whipped it around.
Yeah, that is kind of what I'm getting here. Which isn't, it's not that it's bad, just not all that exciting either.
Would it be better if you topped a cosmic brownie with it?
I mean, it would be pretty good.
I got a brownie
Yeah.
bit. That was good, but still not.
I got a brownie bit and some pebbles. I'm doing well on this.
See, I
one.
had 0 brownie bits in mine. Oh wait, nope. My last bite appears to have one.
Turn it all around for you.
Nah, it didn't. Nah.
Uh-uh.
That's like I'll eat it, but that's definitely not the one I'm going to first. So my ratings keep getting lower. I think that's like a 5. I don't know what you guys think.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I was
I'm on the same page.
thinking 5 as well.
The brownie just doesn't ice cream didn't hold up to the ice cream.
Pepper!
We started on too much of a high note. It's just
Mm-hmm.
Pepper, come here. Want some chocolate?
don't you fucking dare.
So live on the air as Rob makes a puppy shit itself to death.
Canine aside.
So,
Soon to be admitted into court, the 4 a.m. podcast.
I do like that my brother's first instinct was that, yes, I would in fact kill the dog.
no, my first instinct is just dog.
He's being a loud little something or another.
Just being a bitch, Will, you can say it. All right, honey
There's
bun.
no choice.
All right, I got high expectations for the honey bun.
Do you?
Also, keep in mind this is not the last one.
There is one. It's not.
Hiding currently.
Last one.
Do you? Is it just the one plate, or what, is there
No, I have
something else?
multiple plates. This one's gonna be my plate.
Wait, are there more courses to this meal? Like,
Yes.
I've already eaten the 4
The 5
square
ice
size.
cream course. God, I'm gonna have to call out
This is
from
only
work
the first
tomorrow.
course.
Should we be singing that Hobbit song?
I had Taco Bell before this. My stomach is gonna explode.
You should have had a big shit like the rest of us.
Yeah. And no,
Slide it
I
off
was.
the
Come on, where's your
Slide it off
spoon,
the
William?
Slide it off the edge.
I'm trying.
Oh,
Slide it off the edge.
I'm trying, but your little weak arm isn't strong enough to hold the bowl up.
slide your dumb ass off the edge.
Fuck you.
I don't want to get too involved with that.
Oh yeah, I like
Let's
that.
see.
This is honey bun.
That's different. I got a little bit of frozen honey bun on the first bite.
This is like sweet cream ice cream.
I got a lot of cinnamon flavor, like a
Mm-hmm.
cinnamon swirl. I like that a lot.
I'm happy with this. I think maybe because it's been out for a while, like the
Mhm.
texture's nice and soft too.
Definitely.
It's a little
Oh,
It's a little eggnoggy taste.
it is kind of
You
eggnog.
just fucking put honey bun ice cream on my notebook.
No, that was gravity, actually.
This
I did
notebook-
that.
This
Family
is the
heirloom.
only thing that keeps order in this podcast. You will respect it.
I got some news.
Yeah,
for you.
no, he will certainly not.
Have you seen the room we're in?
You sat down next to the harbinger of chaos. And you dare.
I think
spout
I'm
word?
like a sucker for like any kind of cinnamon roll.
Mhm.
Like Ben and Jerry's used to have a cinnamon roll ice cream I really liked, so I'm gonna give this one like 7.5.
I'll go with a 6, I think, on this.
So now I think the pack's starting to separate. I'm like at 7. I'm up there with the Swiss rolls.
Wow.
Yeah, but like you said, it might be because it's more soft serve at this point. But I was like, I could have another serving of that one.
I'm a bit torn. I do really like the cinnamon, so I like that one. It was also a bit elevated, as mine had a bunch of chocolate still in it and everything. So
Ooh, chocolate
it was
cinnamon
really
bun.
good.
All right, well, now we get to the part that I
mid-
have to be honest, I'm most curious about.
The mittens
Yeah,
are separated from the boys.
This is
Yeah. Like my go-to ice cream flavor is like peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this
This is
nutty bar,
Nutty bar ice cream.
this better deliver.
even though some people don't like ice or chocolate and peanut butter.
We don't talk to those people. We don't talk about those people.
Last time I checked, we declared them heretics and issued them fat chat fouls.
That's right.
or citations.
You hear that?
Who's up?
You know who you are.
Bring it.
I think you're using your spoon like an adult, Joe.
I'm gonna do it this time.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for being a
Goo
friend.
goo gaga.
And the rest of the Golden Girls song that I can't remember.
Travel down the road and back again.
Oh, thank you.
Your heart is true.
You're a friend and a confidant.
And if you threw a party and invited everyone that you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say,
Fuck you.
Sorry. Wow.
The biggest,
Right there.
the biggest gift, but still fuck you on the card.
The gift itself would be nice.
Yeah.
The card would be
Giant ass box of one lonely shit in the bottom.
That is how we do it here.
I have to do that to someone. Like my mom's 75th birthday. You just get her this nice whatever. And fuck you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got to put this in my mouth.
Rob's gonna use that later.
Mm.
Oh yeah, this.
Mhm.
Very good.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's a nutty bar in ice cream form. Like if you look at it, you're like, that doesn't look like a nutty bar. But you taste it, you're like,
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
a nutty bar.
Does you want to get any like Krispies or anything?
I mean-
Oh, yeah, I got a whole chunk.
It might be the fact that there's 4 other ice creams in this bowl with it at this point,
Yeah.
but like this tastes good.
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah, well,
this is like an 8 or a 9.
yeah. I was the only downside for me is I wish there was a little more chocolate, but that could just be because of the distribution
Well, I
within
got a
the
little
thing.
crunchy. I got a little crunchy
So-
bit. It was good.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah, it was pretty well executed.
Overall,
Yeah,
high
that's
marks.
good
None of
stuff.
these,
Sucked.
yeah. Like I would eat all of them.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was worried's the right word, but I did not expect them to do as well as they did.
You
Like-
know, I'll say I was worried.
Yeah.
I lost some sleep last night.
So,
I'm glad to know.
like, if I showed up and someone was like, "I got Cosmic Brownie," I might be a little upset only because I know better things are out there.
Yeah.
But like, I'll still eat the Cosmic Brownie.
Yeah,
I'm
you
still
may be
not-
like, did you see the other flavors, or did you know that there
You
were?
fucking blind?
All they had left at this point, all right?
All right, well,
Where'd you go, Kmart?
I'm a chocolate mess.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you talk
Did
about the cast a little bit while I put these ice creams away?
Oh, first, since we
Or
never
whatever
answered the
you wanna
question,
talk about.
what do you think the budget for this movie was?
$2 million.
When was this made?
88.
88.
Scooch, boys! Suck in those guts. We're the Ghostbusters.
How do you feel about $8 million?
3 million is my guess. Rob, do you have a guess?
You said
You
two.
did too. Can we try 10?
Oh
my
no!
10
I technically
million.
win that.
You do, but 10 million in 1988
Yeah.
for this.
That was all of them. That was all them going to Taiwan, I guess.
I'm pretty sure. Do you want to guess at how much it made?
I've never heard of this before we rolled.
I know it's a flop, so I am gonna stick with 8.
11.
Did everybody hear that?
He said 9.
No.
He said 9.
Oh, Rob said 9. Okay. It is. It is actually $13 million.
Woo.
So, not the worst.
Barely made.
But-
Wait, you have to double your budget essentially, right? That's what they say now.
Yeah, they do.
Eh.
Yeah, it's not good. It's the point.
This is a fucking remake too. Like
Yeah.
I didn't realize this is not the first Vice Versa.
No,
Oh wow.
they're like
There's a
3 other Vice
1948
Versas.
movie.
This is also based on a book called Vice Versa. My Father Learns a Lesson or something like that,
Oh god.
which was written earlier that year.
No one learned a lesson here.
No.
It's like one of those what's that vampire movie where they wrote the book for the movie.
Oh,
The Last,
Vampire. Yes.
Mm.
Oh, that's
Just so they could say it was based on a book.
yeah. That's a whole other monster. Let's not even go there. But yeah, that's where the money was. What did it get them for a cast, Joe?
Just a whole bunch of monsters. No,
Little
they
monsters.
It got him a Judge Reinhold, Fred Savage, Judge Reinhold plays Marshall, and then Charlie as Marshall, and Fred Savage plays Charlie, and then Marshall as Charlie.
Oh fuck, this is gonna get
Yeah, so I should apologize now, because in my notes, like, I would just write whoever the person, like the first name I thought of, but when I say Charlie, I might mean Marshall, and when I say Marshall, I might mean Charlie.
Oh fuck.
It's just all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
You know, you got body swapping going on. So you got Corrine Borer as Sam, Swoozie Kurtz as Tina, and then David Proval as Turk. And that's about all the people you really need to care about.
I don't remember which one that was, but
That was the bad
The
guy?
gangster guy.
Yeah.
oh right.
He's in,
You
he's
know,
in Sopranos.
Turk.
Yeah.
JD's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Donald Faison.
All right, so what's the next course of our...
Oh, you ready for round two?
I just rather
We're
hear
putting
about
more
that.
junk food in ourselves?
Yeah, Will already shit himself. We're good.
Well, I mean,
I'm wearing a diaper.
we're like splitting them up.
Oh my god, he's got a fucking bag next to him.
There are bags of snacks literally everywhere I'm looking in this room.
I don't think I can eat anything.
The hell?
Why? Why is that a thing?
What is that?
That's... I don't want to eat that.
Oh god, is it the potato chip one?
Yeah.
Okay, why didn't anyone warn me that there is a Reese's peanut butter cup with potato chips in it?
Fuck.
And it's a big cup, too.
It's a big cup.
It's a big
Let's
cup.
just cut one of those into fours.
Yeah, well, okay.
I can't eat a whole one.
I was gonna. Oh yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna eat a whole one. That's fine.
You're gonna make me eat
Wait,
a whole
what?
one.
Was that really the plan?
What?
We were going to split one and then one for Will?
No.
Are there two
Pepper.
cups in there?
Pepper, come get this.
I mean, nameless dog who will definitely answer to the phrase "nameless dog."
You don't think it's too bad.
Shut
Oh my
your
God,
foul mouth.
Right, let's just do halvesies on the cups.
Yeah,
How about
that's
that?
It's
Pepper!
big. It's too big.
Pepper.
Pepper.
Oh, I could hear those chips crunching.
Yeah,
God damn it.
sounds like a really stale
Science has
peanut
gone
butter
too
cup.
far.
Is there anybody still listening?
This is how Skynet takes over. The potato chip and the giant Reese's.
This is like
Thank you.
Jeff Goldblum right now should be saying, like, they were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think about whether they should.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
My hands are so
If we didn't before, I think we all have diabetes now.
All right.
Thank you, Rob.
I am probably going to die on the way home.
All right.
This just looks
One.
unpleasant.
1, 2,
looks like
3.
cat food.
Ugh.
I mean,
It's too salty for me.
It's just a shittier peanut butter cup.
it's like
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
I mean,
Kind of like a Butterfinger.
so full stop. When I was like in school and I would get my little peanut butter sandwich, if I were lucky enough to have a bag of chips with that, I would put the chips on the sandwich
Oh, yeah.
for a little crunch. This is just kind of like a poor man's Butterfinger.
I feel like this is more in line with that, like, you know, the jar you get with peanut butter and jelly in it. It's like, you could put it together yourself and make a nice, decent sandwich out of it. Or fuck it, it's all in one jar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need this.
No,
Now you're saying we should make a jar with just potato chips stuffed into the...
Yeah, with peanut butter, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like just a peanut butter cup with just a little bit of grit in it.
yeah,
Just a little...
Yeah, it is
yeah,
a bit gritty.
just a little
Which
grit.
peanut butter cups have to begin with.
Yeah, but like I'm because when I saw that, my first thought is, you know, a Reese's peanut butter cup with the, you know, the potato chip. Like you, I you know, occasionally put chips on a sandwich, peanut butter sandwich or something. So I'm not against the idea, but like, I should just try it with like a fresh potato chip, not this
They should call it Reese.
sogged out, gross, whatever.
So I'm not.
They should call it Reese's. Oops, all grit.
I'm not mad that I tried it.
No,
I
not
just
at all.
don't
Yeah.
think I won't get it again.
I was ready to go into the 2s and 3s with this, and it's definitely not that bad. I think if someone offered it to me, I would still take it and eat it
Yeah.
and be okay with it.
Oh yeah, these go on clearance. I'll grab some.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, I'd rather just have a peanut butter cup. So I mean, I'm going to give it like a 5.
Yeah, I'm there with you. It's like a 5. Complete
Yeah.
middle of the road. Take it or leave
I'll
it.
say 4. 4 for me.
Now, it is
Will doesn't like
Oreo's
his grit.
111th
I like grits, but not grit.
birthday.
What?
Who's
Ore-
having a birthday?
Oreo's 110 this year.
Still younger than Hydrox.
That's true.
I think Hydrox are aged for 110 years before they're served to you.
I do have chocolate confetti cake Oreos. We can save the Oreos for another recording if you'd like. Because I have these and special edition Pokemon Oreos.
Oh, good God. I don't
How
think
long have you had them?
A while.
I don't think I'm going to be able to put another snack in my mouth for at least another 15 minutes.
Okay. Let's talk about this dumb movie. Tony, you ever seen this movie before?
I don't know.
Will, you ever seen this movie before?
Nope, never heard of it.
Joe, you ever seen this movie before?
I have seen at least parts of it. I remembered there was a part with Fred Savage riding a tricycle with Judge Reinhold on the back.
I think that was The Shining.
Shining, okay.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have seen this, or at least some of it, but this is definitely one that was like so long ago, and I didn't retain any of it. Although, to be fair, I watched it like 10 minutes ago, and I still haven't retained most of it.
Right.
So. Exactly.
Pepper's
She
getting louder now.
Desperately wants to be on the podcast. Hey, Pepper,
She's not a fat human
Come
man
here.
with a beard, so she
I will
can't.
definitely pet you, lovingly.
Come here, Peppa. Peppa.
Nope. Okay.
All right.
So,
The Snack and Doggo show continues.
yeah. Those of you who have stayed on for this long, why?
Bless you.
But bless you. Let's talk about this film. Opens with some scenic monasteries of some what this movie would refer to as Oriental location. It's supposedly this object is in a Tibetan monastery, but they get it in Thailand. I don't know. The movie's just like, it's the Orient.
Right.
It's Siam.
So you see these monks are like chilling with this bitchin' skull idol. It's got like, some gold stuff on the bottom. It's got, actual teeth in it. It's a pretty cool looking skull, I guess.
Zirconiums up the wazoo.
Cupid zirconiums.
I do have to say, out of all the movies of this type, this is probably the best means of making that happen, because this thing is kind of neat looking.
It's mystical.
Yeah, it's better than like a, just a fortune cookie or peeing in a fountain.
I mean,
What movie was that? Happened?
That happened.
Oh, God.
what was peeing in a fountain?
I believe it was The Switch with Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds. Maybe
Oh.
Which one of them peed in the fountain?
they
the
both
other-
they both peed in the same fountain. And they switched
Oh,
bodies.
I thought it was like one peed in the fountain, the other guy drank from the fountain.
No, I mean, if two people are peeing in the
Maybe.
same body of water at the same time, something bad's going to happen.
I'm now you, and I've got Hep C.
Yeah.
A kangaroo swing
Switching
into my
souls
wing
is usually
walk.
not the thing, though. It's more like they both get the same venereal disease or something.
All right. So picture you got like this room it's a very tiny room. It's like a 10 by 10 room with this skull and an altar and a bunch of candles and two monks. And then there's these two guys just in the other end of the room, just like halfway hiding behind a door or something. Like they're clearly just like right there.
They're
The monk-
creeping.
Yeah, and they're looking at this skull with such ill intent, and the monks are like, "Oh, I guess I'll just leave them alone with it." So of course they just steal the skull, and the monks are like, "Oh fuck!" And
not
they
see
ring
that
some
coming?
bells, and you get like half an Indiana Jones chase, and then it stops before you could get any interested in that. You got to fucking look at Judge Reinhold walking around Chicago.
And that probably was $8.5 million.
To get those filming rights.
And I mean, the movie is basically just being like, oh, hey, you're the dad that doesn't care. There's the thing that you're going to forget about. Don't forget about it. And he's like, forget about it. Got it. Done.
The recital.
Mhm.
But, I mean, he doesn't forget about it.
No, but he doesn't make it there in time.
Because traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Let me
work.
revise. So you're not going to go to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just not going to make
But,
it
like,
there.
they didn't even do a good job of making him not care. Like, because he said, I have to be out by 5 o'clock. Don't give me any,
Don't give me any
Well,
lip.
I think the real thing
Give
here.
me- don't give me any lip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll smack you.
I
Across the
think
face again.
the thing here is it's not so much because this isn't one of those movies where it's the dad who thinks about work over his kid. This is the dad who is so put upon by work he can't get to his kid. So that's the lesson the kid has to learn, as opposed to just, the dad.
That bitch's money
becoming
doesn't
better.
just fall out of the sky.
Sort of, yeah.
Live with your mom.
Either way, he ain't going to that recital.
No.
And it before he even says
And
it.
you know what?
What's that?
Good for him.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Lucky dog.
I saw that recital.
Yeah.
Bad to the Bone was out there playing.
Oh, it was.
I didn't realize Bad to the Bone's that easy to play on the drums.
No.
Well, I guess when you don't give a shit, it's,
Yeah.
it's that easy.
Well, no, the drums might have been fine. It's just
Everything else there,
Yeah,
just
just,
not
I
good.
mean,
they're high school kids. I
Fred
can't.
Savage is to drums as Keyboard Cat is to keyboards.
Yes.
And they were probably
No.
filmed the same way.
Just
yeah.
somebody back there working his arms up and down.
He's doing way better than I was with any musical instrument when I was 11.
Also, apparently, follow up Bad to the Bone with Christmas on High?
Christmas music.
Or whatever. I don't know what the song is. I don't remember.
So-
Some kind of carol.
While he's doing he's starting the performance, you see Judge Reinhold's running, his character Marshall is running down like the escalator to get out of his store when you find out that King Baggett is, part of this project. And you're just like, did that just appear on the
The
screen?
movie just stops.
Yeah.
The movie
It's like just like a
stops.
record skip. Yep. All right. That
I
just
think it's the
happened.
only note Rob wrote down.
Yeah.
I think so.
I was like, is that supposed to be a bee? Is there something in the background that's filling in the bottom of that?
All right. So,
Literally was it for Rob. Like the rest of the movie was just coming back to that King Baggett thing.
It's just
It was so prominent.
it's just such an interesting name. Like
all the choices that were made here.
your last name is Baggett. Why name your child King?
Yeah.
So many levels of questions.
Yeah. I
He
mean, that's
wants
something you just shouldn't do anyway.
No.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought by naming him King it would draw attention away from the last name.
Yeah, I mean, his last name's Baggett. I can't help that, but I can make him the king.
That's right.
Of all of the Baggetts, you shall be king.
Oh, God.
All right.
I'm
So
glad we all noticed that.
Dad shows up and he's like, "Yeah, Charlie, I missed your recital. I'm sure it sucked. Like, I gotta go to Thailand." And then, like, the mom is like the mom in all these movies. She's like, "Dad's the asshole. Don't talk to him. Gotta go.
Yeah.
Snatch the kid."
You missed another recital because thing.
Yeah. And that's it. Like, boom. All right, we're going to Thailand. We're on a boat. We're having a party on a boat. James Hong's here. He's like, check this skull thing I got. And there's this other guy named Turk who's like, I want to buy art that I'm stealing from your culture.
And he's hanging out with like the Thai Elvis impersonator for some reason.
And like this woman who we can't see, there's no subtitles for what she's saying, is just like spewing nonstop, like, don't fucking sell him skull, don't touch the skull.
Yeah, it's sacred or important or
Don't look at Happy Fun Ball. And
Don't touch the clave.
yeah, this guy's like, all right, $5,000. Boom. Give me the skull. James Hong's like, I'm going to pretend that I care and be like, 5,000's too little. This guy's like, blah, blah, blah. Cliche lines. Give me the skull. And then, boom, we cut up to, we're just at a state. People are just doing some kind of performance dance thing in some elaborate costumes.
Yeah.
And Judge Reinhold's just on the stage. He just walks out behind the curtain. He just walks in.
Because obviously, if you open a curtain and there are people dancing right
Yeah.
where you're trying to walk, you wouldn't just close the curtain.
No.
And he says, "No, I'm King Baggett. I'm going to walk right through this shit."
I'm an imperialist white man. Let's just
Yeah.
kick through
Also,
this.
what the fuck was the situation where you're just like, oh, there's a curtain that definitely just leads to my table and nothing else?
Why are you behind there? Like,
Yeah, I'm
Is
like,
it imperialist white man or is it cocaine?
a little from column A.
Yeah, maybe.
They tend to go hand in hand quite nicely.
I think he just went and shat in their dressing room,
yeah, probably.
which is just a tent behind the curtain.
And just got sucked off by a ladyboy. did a couple of lines. And now he doesn't know that they're not rolling out the red carpet for him. It's a performance.
So
Setting his hair on fire, standing at the front of the boat and yelling, "I'm King Baggett."
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so we meet that there's this woman, Sam, who at first I thought was Judge Reinhold's mistress. Then I realized, I'm like, wait, no, it's one of these movies. Of course, he's divorced from Mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
Good
That's
call.
just his
Yeah, I thought that
girlfriend.
first.
And then, we find out they're having a relationship, but they also work together. And they're going to buy some kind of pottery
God.
and sell it at an insane markup back in America.
What time?
What did you realize, Tony?
It really just hit me that thank God it is one of those movies. Because if he wasn't divorced and he was making out with his mom at one point, ooh, it would have been a lot more awkward.
That would have been a more interesting spin on the movie, come to think of it.
I guess. I think
Throw like an Oedipus complex in
it's
there.
not quite the point that was being made, but yes, you're right with that. I think at one point the script was like, "Oh yeah, mistress." No, we gotta scribbled it out.
King Baggett got in there, did some
No.
rewrites.
Snorts coke off of his
I am not shooting
girlfriend's ass. Okay, got it.
Well,
that. All right, so we're jumping through the
girlfriend.
plot points fast here. We get to like a market meeting. We find out that Judge Reinhold's plan is he's like, I got all these vases that I'm gonna sell. I bought them for like $1.50 or whatever, and we could sell them for like $70 or whatever. And he pulls out in the meeting from this one box this like gold and diamond encrusted skull thing, just right out of it. And the boss is mad. He's like, "You bought how many of those?" I'm like, "I bought them for $1.50. Even if we just melt them down." Like the profit we would make from that.
I'm gonna call it Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, people in the 80s would buy that shit.
Hell yeah. I mean, even if you had no interest in selling them and just for the base materials, just stripped them down for that.
yeah.
You're not wrong.
So anyway, so
I'll give you $20 for one of those.
so it turns out
Than $1.
this Turk guy who's like a art smuggler, he's like, I don't know, I just put it in a guy's suitcase, got it through customs that way, or put it in a guy's cargo shipment, got it through customs that way. So there's this redhead lady who I never got her name, but she's the other bad guy, and she calls up Judge Reinhold. It's like, all right, I'll come to Chicago Monday. I'll bring your vase. You gave me the skull. Bada bing, bada boom. We're good.
Give me the skull. I'll throw you the vase.
Yeah.
Call her Villain St. Clair.
Villain St. Clair is a good name.
Sure.
Okay. We cut to a classroom where we see Fred Savage, and when you guys were in middle school, did you have the kid that was the ticket scalper? Was that a thing? Because I don't remember that thing.
Nope.
No.
That kid was run out of town
Were you
long
able-
before
were you-
I got to school.
Yeah. Were you able to get winger tickets in your classroom? Because those shits were for sale.
Yeah, from what was that little kid Beavis and Butthead used to beat up all the time?
Oh, yeah. Stewart.
Oh, yeah. I can't say I knew of this kid, but one, I did not grow up in New York, and two, I was not cool enough to probably even know this kid if he was out there.
Not cool enough for Winger.
For Winger.
Not even cool enough for Wings.
And I'll tell you, the 80s were a different time because the kid in the back of class is just straight up looking at a porno mag. And like this happens enough that the teacher's just like, just give me the dirty magazine. Yeah. And that's it. And like, it's not go to the principal or anything. It's not a problem. We don't get the parents involved. It's just,
I told you once, only the issue I was in or nothing at all.
yeah.
I imagine because she's just like, he might be reading, so
Yeah.
Can't be too mad at it.
yeah, like,
There's probably some section of the school library of just confiscated porno mags.
Oh, yeah.
Like the sheer amount of material they have there.
well, not anymore.
That's
all
when
that's
I
been
went.
banned.
Well,
I went
not
to
now,
the
but in the
business.
80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they even have school libraries anymore?
I think the list said about
I think
that.
I think the room is there, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah, there
kids are
definitely
kids
are.
checking out
'Cause there was
books.
just a big controversy about one.
Fair enough.
in Texas.
That's true. They got books to burn.
Book fairs still happen.
yeah.
Scholastic.
It's got a tablet where you can play Angry Birds. That's the oldest thing they could find.
Yo, back in the day, Scholastic Book Fair, that was the shit.
That was awesome.
That was a good
man.
day.
I used to get those books. Hey, you guys ever get those books where it was just like you'd punch out parts and build a robot or some shit?
It'd be like $2.
Yeah.
You would never finish the thing, but like, who cares?
My mom would let me buy one of something like that, like an activity or a fun book, but also would always have to buy like a book.
I almost just got a race.
That was the deal we had.
I would end up like my hubris would get the
The
best
libra-
of me
Sorry, go ahead.
with those like build something books, because it'd be like, it's a Zeppelin and it's like 500 parts and like they're none of them look like where they need to go and the directions are all unclear, and I'd just make a pile of paper by the end of it.
You're like, oh, it's a castle. You put it together. You're so
Did you-
proud. And your Lego castles are just sitting over to the side. You're like, I made a paper square.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Did you honestly think Rob was gonna say he didn't finish putting them together?
Indeed.
I am nothing if not autistic.
Oh boy. So, anyway,
Um,
do you think we have at this point the Scholastic Fair still happening, and do we have more of those than we do book burnings?
No, they
Cool.
just show They just come in and show pictures of books you can't read anymore.
It's a constant underground battle between the Scholastic Book Fair and the ones who burn the books.
This one has
Captain
a naked,
Underpants will reign forever.
This one has a naked mouse in it. You can't read it.
Yeah, I do imagine it's just.
What's next, Stuart Little?
I am just imagining like there's single file line in front of a bus. The kids are walking in there. They're coming out the other side with a book where the teacher is waiting to throw it into a pile.
Yeah, just with a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Mouse in the motorcycle. His vroom vroom is inciting violence.
At a certain point, are we against certain things, or do people just hate books with mice?
Listen, I found a through line I was going with.
What's next, Miss Frisbee and the Rats of Nim?
Oh, that one got burned a long time ago. There's all kinds of witchcraft in there. Yeah.
There are a lot of books
That
about
wasn't
mice
Jesus
as
in that
main
amulet.
characters.
all right. So,
Judy Bloom, he must die. Sorry.
Banicula.
Evil.
Anyway, so now we get
It's racist against vegetables.
we
Regular
find out
Dracula's okay, but not
He's
Banicula.
turned all those vegetables white.
Movie.
Movie of no substance.
We need to get through it at some point.
Turns out, Mom's gonna go on vacation, and
Turns
of
out,
course,
no
Charlie
one
has to
cares.
stay with Marshall. And so Charlie's like, "All right, I'll go get my stuff." First thing he tries to bring out is the fucking floor tom from his drum set. Like, that's a bold move.
Yeah.
So
This must have happened while I was taking the dog out.
Yeah.
But, so Dad puts the kibosh on bringing the floor tom, but he doesn't notice that he's brought the frog.
And this is a trope that I know was a thing, at least around this time, but I never understood it. I never liked it. I want to
Yeah.
hurt everyone.
Little troublemaker kids just with loose frogs everywhere.
Yeah, just in their pockets and just like, that's nothing. And then like just putting them in a sink and being like, yeah, that'll be fine.
He's the son of an 80s like highfalutin like board
Businessman,
member
yeah.
guy, and it acts like he's got just this bullfrog tucked into his overall
Like he's a little
front
rascal.
pocket. Yeah, like what the hell is he gonna eat this thing later?
Well, not just that, but like, you know how we all have like cases on our phone?
Yeah,
Because if you have it in your pocket for too long, it usually gets hurt, damaged, or something.
Right.
That frog is gonna be dead.
Oh yeah, well that frog would have been in a plastic terrarium, and we all know it.
Yeah, you put a frog in a kid's pocket and then tell him to take part of a drum set out of the front door and see how long that fucking thing lasts. All right,
I do want to hear a frog on the floor tom. That probably sounds pretty
that
cool.
would be cool. That's fine.
Anyway, so now we go to a date night where Sam and Marshall are at a fancy restaurant, and they brought Charlie along, and Charlie, of course, brought
Fucking sucks.
the frog.
And again, why?
I hate that.
Fucking why?
He thought it was a hibachi place. They were gonna cook it right in front of him.
The frog?
So, I
see
think
his legs
Bring
come
your own
off.
frog.
we have more important things to talk about, because I think there should be a Fat Chat citation issued. This is probably only a yellow card, but if you'll notice, they appear to be eating pasta.
Again, I believe I was outside for this scene.
I don't remember.
They were
I
eating
don't
a
remember.
pasta of some sort.
Okay.
And Marshall asked for some Grey Poupon.
Oh, I did come in for this.
Do you put
No.
that on pasta?
No.
But
You came in. You were there later.
When he was a
for
little
school
kid.
lunch.
oh, the
'Cause
school
that's a
lunch.
recurring joke.
Oh, so this kid was at an Italian restaurant, got pasta.
No, the dad.
The dad.
Da-
The
oh,
dad.
the dad.
Yeah.
The dad.
This isn't even
this-
a kid fucking around.
This was all just to set up the Grey Poupon
How
thing,
much of
which I
a
think is just
dipshit he is.
yeah, and to just be like it's fancy people who have Grey Poupon.
Because the
It's
classic
not
commercial.
fancy. It's just
It's
fucking
from the
mustard.
commercial.
But
It's
it's
just
from that. I
Dijon
remember the
mustard.
commercial at the time, which for some reason was super famous.
Well, it's
I remember the commercial. But
it is fancy in the sense that Target is fancy compared to Walmart.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's fancier than French's.
That's what
yes.
an uncultured person would be like, get the fancy mustard. And that's
Yes.
what they would reach for.
What's so fancy about it? Oh, it's got more vinegar.
It's great.
It's great.
You know what's really
Got a
makes
French
it
word.
what makes it really fancy and like for a higher class because they know most people won't be able to say it.
So
They'll be like, "I want them mustard.
Gray Paupin.
Pooping.
So
I want you to poop on my hot dog."
So all right.
where in this Italian dinner is that going?
I'll tell you where it's going. If it's a real Italian restaurant, the waiter is going to go and talk to the chef, who's going
Yeah.
to come out, hold him by his scruff of his neck, and just slap him across the face,
Yeah.
and then coat it with mustard and slap it again.
Yeah.
could be.
Pour the spaghetti on his shirt, then take the frog and stuff it live in his mouth, and then slap his face again.
Well, like right on the bottom of the jaw, so he bites the frog.
Yeah, like a Three Stooges act. Yeah, and
That
then-
was your
if-
dad's job, right?
Oh, yeah.
If
Oh,
I
yes.
were to play devil's
loved it.
advocate
Face
here, however,
smacker.
since we just had a 5-course meal, possibly they had other courses that were coming out. I wasn't paying enough attention.
What,
to it.
what
Italian
Italian
dish
cuisine
gets
is getting
Grey
the mustard?
Poupon?
You put it on your salad in the beginning? What's in the soup?
Vape?
his unlimited breadsticks.
I don't know.
Well, okay,
Oh,
maybe
dipping in
they had
breadsticks.
maybe.
Well, that is kind of what I was thinking. But
It was a sub sandwich.
I will also solve this
Yeah.
in another way by explaining that the rest of the scene is the kid being stupid enough to bring this frog with him, which then gets loose, so he goes under the table, where the dad then is stupid enough to go, where did he go?
Yep.
And I honestly, at that point, I wanted to hurt something.
So did the
Luckily,
waiter,
Pepper was outside.
Did the waiter then come out and was like, "Sir, we have come to your meal since you are obviously retarded."
That did not happen, but just the fact that he's just talking to his girlfriend is like, no, where did he go? When you can see him hanging out half of the table.
Yeah.
Like,
His ass is still sticking up.
yeah.
Either way,
You didn't, like, unless you completely have no peripheral vision, you didn't see him walk away. You saw him go and
Now
duck down.
wait. This I have a question that'll solve this whole conundrum. Did he at any point excuse himself to the bathroom?
nope.
Oh, all right.
So,
No, Rob. This is not Fast Times at Richmond High. Stop it.
I was going for the cocaine angle.
so
Like that would explain why he wanted Grey Poupon on spaghetti. That would explain why he couldn't see his son at the
Yeah.
table.
Well, okay, if we're going with that, I'm sure that's what he was doing.
Phoebe Cates walked
Offset.
by and he had to go to the bathroom.
I mean, that would happen to me too.
So bottom line, like you
Fred
you
Savage as well.
ask for Grey Poupon at an Italian dinner, no breadsticks in sight. That's a yellow card, right? We agree on that. That's
Asking for Grey Poupon at an Italian restaurant is
that's a yellow card.
It'd have to be like French, right? Like a French
Yes.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Or
German,
a hot
you know.
dog. Yeah, German.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Anything that you would generally put mustard on.
lamb
Yeah.
or beef or chicken. No, not even chicken, probably, really.
Honey mustard chicken.
Honey mustard's
No, that,
fine.
yeah.
That ain't Grey Poupon. Anyway,
true.
so the scene sucked.
Does that make it a mustard card?
Well, yeah, it's mustard yellow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good
So,
one.
anyway,
that was good. That was worth it. Totally worth it.
I might push for a red card on this.
You're going to red card it?
I might.
I think we should just
I mean,
end the episode.
You have you have more Italian cred than I do. So if you say it's a red card,
It's okay to have dumb taste in food, but that's insulting.
Well, see,
yeah.
Like, you do that at home. You put Grey Poupon on whatever you want. You don't go to a restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm also giving them a little more leniency because Joe's the only one that paid any attention to this, and he's not entirely sure what the meal was. So,
well, it was just a pile of red slop. They never talked about it. They were too busy talking about other dumb shit.
yeah, I'm just trying to,
I don't think.
give them a little.
I don't think Grey
leniency.
Poupon would be acceptable anywhere, really.
Probably not.
It's just not acceptable.
And to be that much of
Anywhere
like a
ever.
stuck up like dick about it, you know.
The restaurant's just like, oh no, sir, we could never afford Grey Poupon in this.
You're gonna have to go to McDonald's next door for that.
Or, I mean, maybe that was his drink of choice.
Maybe.
Sparkling. Grey
I do
Poupon.
know for a fact though.
Grey Poupon.
When one of my aunts went to Italy and did ask for something that in an Italian restaurant that you wouldn't normally think of. I don't remember the specific details, but I remember the Italian waitress was just like, "No, you don't do that."
No.
And it was just that was it. That was like, you're not getting it.
No.
And I'm kind of insulted you asked
We
for
make
it.
the food the way we expect you to eat the food.
Yeah.
You eat the food, or you go outside and you get robbed by all those dirty children in the alleyway. Welcome to Italy, bitches. What
And-
happens next? Yeah, I lost some
We
of my
get
Italian
canceled.
credit. I don't care. I don't care.
You're an Italian American, goddammit.
That's right.
Next, we throw Rob out of his own house.
The dog will protect me.
Is that just
That dog lost
Is
a
that
fight
the
to
most-
your inanimate Godzilla toy.
That's true.
is that the most human thing or most American thing that's ever happened? Just like I'm this nationality, so I can say whatever the fuck I want about it, even if it's entirely wrong and offensive to
racist.
everyone. Yeah, like,
That's my word. I can say it.
So anyway,
Those are my people.
in this restaurant conversation, Judge Reinhold's like, I would do anything for your love.
But I
and then-
won't.
Yeah, he's like, can we go see Malice? He's
No,
like,
too
I
soon.
won't do that. I was going for the meatloaf joke.
R.I.P.
Rob got it.
I
He
know.
wanted to put Grey
we all
Poupon
got
on his
it.
meatloaf.
Yeah.
There
Which
you go.
would be acceptable.
Yeah.
There you go.
All
On
right.
too
No,
soon.
yeah. So this is Malice is the band.
Yep.
Is this a real band?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
They
For
were
sure?
credited in the
They were
credits.
credited, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean shit.
They were it said they were on loan from whatever
Atlantic
records.
Records,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Oh, the scene has multiple fuck ups. There's another important detail that needs to be discussed. Do you like how when the frog's hopping around, someone yells, "It's a rat"?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
That was at least addressed somewhat.
Well,
'cause
someone did yell.
Fred
yeah.
Savage says it's not a rat, it's my frog.
Were they talking about Fred Savage?
They saw that little freaky little thing and running around.
That is a good point, and
So-
I don't have an answer.
It's like a little Jay Leno running around.
So it's not as bad as what's clearly a horseshoe crab being labeled a stingray, but it's
Stingray.
it's still bad. All right.
I do
Glad
like
you got
they,
shot, bitch.
they felt the need to throw that in there as though, having a frog jump on your table in a fancy restaurant would be less acceptable. More
Frog jump on
acceptable.
your table in a
What-
fancy restaurant.
Oh, God.
All right. So
What's happening?
were you singing that to the tune of "Nothing Compares to
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
You"? All right.
Oh, no.
Do you have like a fridge over there?
I do.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's got
Just noticed.
he's got a river
You're
of
in the
hard
way.
cider poured
would
into
you like
his
a cider?
now.
I'm so full.
So anyway,
I'm gonna piss out Pepsi later.
all right, they go home. Dad's like, I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. You're a little shit. Charlie's like, I'm a little shit, but you're an asshole. And then they're both like, let's touch this skull and say, I wish I was
Angry,
someone
angry.
else.
Let's
Or-
touch wiener tips.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish we could trade places because your
School
life's so
sucks,
great.
school
man.
sucks, no work
So
sucks.
bad.
So I wish we could trade places. Boom, this skull fucking turns into a bong, lets out the gas, then fucking shoops the whoop. And they boom.
A lot of
bada bing,
stuff
they s-
happens.
They one shrinks, one grows.
Rips his
All right,
clothes.
wait. Before we get into that,
Yeah.
I do have to take a minute just to go. It hit me so hard because they're having this argument about
Did
whatever
it make you
who's
say,
better.
oh my lord?
Yes. Thank you. No,
That was the 90s where
no, but he's talking about, like, you don't understand. School is really rough. And the dad's like, oh, are you kidding me? School is great. And, like, it's the best years of your life. And Fred Savage is like, you mean it gets worse? And I was just like, oh, boy, you have no idea.
Oh, sweet child.
Yeah.
now, in fairness to Charlie on that one, junior high is not the best years of your life.
True.
Yeah,
True.
well, high
Those are
school,
probably the
high school,
worst,
college is pretty awesome, but
But in general, like, it is that thing of, once you hit the workforce, it's not getting any better.
yeah.
For most people, some people, I'm sure. If you're having a good time up there, I'm happy for you. But I'm not you.
so now Charlie and Marshall switch places. Charlie is now a Judge Reinhold. He's burst out of his clothes. He's wearing like the remains of his jeans as a loincloth.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
For too long.
This is part of what you missed. He grows bigger. He's going to rip through his jeans. I totally understand that. Mm-hmm. But they just demolished 90% of those jeans, so he has a washcloth hanging above his dong. Mm-hmm. And it's cut in just the way where it's so close to giving you a peek, and it's just uncomfortable.
You see some underbowl?
I didn't, but I wasn't trying to either. But
I didn't have a problem
there, but
with the costume choice. I had a problem more with I would immediately just be like, "Hey, I need to get these clothes off of me because they're probably cutting off circulation somewhere."
Especially the
like,
shoes. Fuck that.
Dad, where's your closet? I'm gonna fucking put on something else.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, they do that. So now, they're the other person, blah blah blah, and they're all complaining about it. Suddenly, like Charlie, who's now adult size, he's like, "I'm bigger than you. I'm taking the skull and putting it on the top shelf of the closet, like you were a cat, and that's gonna stop you." Like
you can't pull a stool.
Yeah, like I'm not intelligent enough to like figure out ladders or chairs or fucking anything.
Looking at this whole family, I would say. Probably not.
It's possible.
And then he's like, "I'm going to force you to go to school,
which
take your wallet and all that."
Now you were paying more. You were paying more attention. So, fill me in here if you can. But like, I heard at one point around here they were saying, "We're not going to leave this apartment. I'm going to call in sick.
Yeah,
you're going to call me school sick. We're going to stay here and figure this out."
Yep.
Where did that go wrong?
No, literally Charlie was just like, "No, I'm bigger than you. Like, you're going to school."
What end? No one gains from this. No one gains from
but like if he's a child, he doesn't think like ahead.
Yeah. But it's not even just like I'm gonna punish you, I'm gonna send you to school. I could get that, although he doesn't seem to give any thought to the fact that he's totally gonna have his reputation and everything ruined because the dad has no idea what he's doing. But also then he's like, I'm gonna go to work to do something.
Yeah, the going to work one was a little weird. That wouldn't be the first choice I would have done as Charlie. What I didn't get is why Marshall stayed the whole day at school. Like, I would have just immediately, like, if you're an adult, like, cutting school isn't that hard. Sorry, kids. Stay in school. But it ain't that hard to do, especially in the 80s.
That's
like,
true.
They didn't give a fuck where you were going. So, like, I would have just... Like, I would not have spent the day at school.
Can I go to the bathroom and just walk out the door?
I mean, depending on how it was going, as a reasonable adult, he might have been like, my kid shouldn't be cutting school. I shouldn't, do that. So maybe. But I also don't like the adult Judge Reinhold here, or Fred Savage, grown up, whatever. Oh, yeah, here we go. But like the first thing he seems to do once the dad is gone to school, check his dick,
of course.
Put on a tie. What the fuck?
On his dick, put the tie on his dick. That's what Tony's trying.
He had a regular size necktie. And then
it is weird he got the tie on, and then later on we see he can't tie the tie.
Which was even weirder,
So did Judge Reinhold, like, prep one the night before? Or I don't know. Maybe he found a clip-on.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, like, also, like, I can't imagine when I was 11, if I suddenly became a grown adult, I'd be like, let me go check out some ties.
No.
And he did
I'd
the
be
little,
I'm going to find some beer. I'm going to, buy some porn. Or
I'm going to take my dad's credit card and go to Toys R Us.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever.
Kill a hooker.
Kill a hooker.
Try
Y'all
driving
did-
a car.
Did y'all's dads ever have those like automatic tie rack thing that he had?
No.
Yeah, I feel like that was like a Patrick Bateman kind of thing.
A little bit. Well, he's a fancy pants. He's Grey Poupon, god damn it.
He's a yuppie.
He's a bit yuppie.
So yeah, I don't get. Charlie goes to work.
Sorry. Just,
Why? How does he like? I'll give you Charlie maybe knows where his dad works.
Also, hold on. I just have to bring this back to this again. As funny as the tie thing is, I also do want to press again. This isn't, I'm grown up now. I want to see what my situation is downstairs. This is, I'm looking at my dad's dick.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like
That's a bit weird.
It's on a
that
grown
is
up version
weird.
of him.
But I could see it's like everything's changed about my physiology. I want to discover what my new limits are, including
That's
to
not
my
what he's
penis.
doing.
I mean, he can feel that dick now.
Yeah.
That dick is his.
I mean, it's weird that it's your dad, but like at the same time, it's like you'd have to sample. You'd have to be like,
Yeah.
what are the
Sample?
parameters?
What?
What are
like
the?
we tasted all this
Yeah.
ice cream.
You have to be like, what are the parameters of this new instrument?
Put
No,
a
but
little in
that's
a bowl.
like,
Fresh.
it's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. All right, I see it. I don't know, whatever. I got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or, and maybe
Hopefully
he's
I
too
can
young
share
for this,
some.
but like, you want to pleasure yourself. I'm like, I get that. But like, to just be like,
Does he even
gonna-
know
I
how to
don't
do
think
that
he
though?
I'm going to look at
Comprehends
this
it.
thing.
No, because that one kid had the porno. This guy has a frog. Yeah, he's not there yet.
Oh, yeah.
But
Anyway.
I mean, the thing is, I know all my once you inhabit a body, you know all the extremities and you feel them.
You've inhabited multiple bodies.
I have.
But
Been,
I know.
been in a lot.
Still
been
still
inside a
hoping
lot
the
of
next
parts.
jump is the one that takes you home.
I really
But this
am.
this is a question that I actually
Me and Sam are so.
this
tired.
came up on a different podcast I was listening to.
Meow. Sorry.
But if any of us were to switch bodies, what would be, what would you do? Like, would you look at yourself?
Oh, I'm already doing it. I'm
Of
self
one of you,
sabotaging.
one of
just in
the
case.
four people here.
You what?
I'm self sabotaging just in case, just for that event.
I mean, honestly, like with
What do you mean by that? Like,
you know,
you're-
like in Independence
Self-mutilating?
Day, in Independence Day, where Jeff Goldblum starts throwing trash everywhere. It's like,
Oh,
I'm gonna
that-
take it over.
we're all doing that in that
Make them-
regard.
Make sure they don't want it anymore. Hello.
You guys recording?
Yeah, Pepper's here too.
No, Pepper's here.
You could be on dog duty now.
Yeah, she didn't want to come in.
So-
Isn't she the cutest?
She's like
She
a little
is.
muppet.
I want to steal her.
Me too.
Please do.
Very nice.
She's chipped though. We got to take the chip out.
She's 3.
I've got an X-Acto knife. We could do this on air.
Did she go out today?
Yeah, but she didn't do it. Well, she peed a couple of times, but
I'm glad this will be in the podcast.
yeah, it's fine.
behind the scenes
Yeah.
doggy
Sorry, I'm
care.
gonna close the door because I'm gonna.
That's fine. We're showing everybody how the spaghetti and Grey Poupon is made.
Yeah,
question.
that's right.
Yeah.
She did
so
have girls
allowed.
insulted though.
So you're asking if any of us switched into either any of our other bodies, would we immediately jerk off?
Well,
I would
I'm
probably walk
saying,
in front of the Metro North.
would you
Yeah.
look at yourself like that?
No, because I'm already a grown adult.
yeah.
A kid would be curious about that kind of a thing.
And-
That is an element of it.
Maybe if I,
I mean,
was, no
if-
offense to you three, but maybe if I was Army Hammer or something, I would. But like,
Yeah, if I switched bodies with
I don't know why
like
I'm
And
fucking,
you'd eat a couple of people.
Jason Momoa or something like
Oh
that.
fuck yeah!
Yeah, I'd be like, all right, well, let's see
Yeah,
what,
I would-
what
I
we're
would
dealing
about
with
that.
here.
And
Because,
then bang a fish.
as the four of us, we're not exactly prime
No
physical
offense.
specimens.
Yeah, well,
Like,
I love you all,
Yeah.
but
I'll admit, okay, it might have worked a little better on this
Yeah.
other podcast because not only are they friends, which is part of the thing, but one of them is a girl, so it does add a different element to things. But
Also, like I said, if you close your eyes, you can feel all of your extremities. You can tell what you're dealing with just by closing your eyes. You can feel.
you can feel the
well, I
limits.
understand all
Yeah.
that. But that's, I guess that I don't know why that helps your argument. That seems to help mine, where it's like you kind of have an idea of what's going on. You don't need to look.
And
what
to be,
is going to
to
be.
be clear, your argument is
My argument is basically, if that were me, I would not want to burn in my brain the image of my father's penis. Okay.
If that
Fair.
were me, I had just gone through puberty, adolescence, and my prime years, 10 minutes ago. That all went by.
That is a lot.
Yeah. I would have a lot of questions, and I would seek answers.
Yeah,
through my dad's.
I guess
penis.
that's my argument. Is that you're dealing.
and other things.
What answers to any of those questions do you think you're getting through your dad's penis?
Oh, it holds all the answers in the universe, my son.
I guess I missed out on this.
I guess my counter to your argument is that it's apples and oranges. You're talking
More like
a
bananas
table
and
full of
plantains.
40-year-old men, with the exception of one little baby over here. But then an 11-year-old to a 40-year-old man. I mean, obviously Judge Reynolds not 40 in this movie. He's probably like 18 or whatever. But
Well, no, like I do understand there's an element of
his
that.
curiosity got the better of him.
Yeah.
He had to check out the
Okay.
situation.
To go over to the weights at work, see how much you could lift.
Yes, like any of us could, like, we can tell what the deal is because we've been in these bodies for a long time. We understand.
No, but I understand.
Do you remember that scene in Freaky Friday where Lindsay Lohan turns into Jamie Lee Curtis and she immediately checks out her tits?
Yeah. And
She's like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
eats
right?
a bunch of yogurt and then spends the rest of the movie shitting.
Driving drunk and hitting someone.
Yeah, the first thing she does is she's like, "Oh, this is a whole new body. Let me run upstairs and stand over a mirror." Like,
Well, I mean, that could also just be a simple fact of different writing, you know? Like, other people working on that.
my point is just like if that were me, even if I were a letter or whatever, like I would understand the situation. I would be curious about limitations for the new body and everything.
Should we
But I
ask
wouldn't
my wife?
jump
Should we
to
bring her
looking
in
at
on
my
this for, well, female opinion?
I don't think that's going to go well for you.
Should I bring Pepper in and see what Pepper has to say about
please
this
do.
perversion?
Sharon!
No, please don't.
No, y'all have opened the floodgates. Now we need.
This is going to be the rest of the podcast now. I'm sorry I brought this up.
Well, she needs to bring Joe.
How far are we
cheese
into
bun.
your notes?
Again, I think you're
Halfway?
missing the main point of
Oh, we are
forever
first
in
page.
this kid's life
We're
now.
1/3 of the way
he will
through.
have the image of his father's Johnson.
The
Yeah,
father's Johnson.
you know what?
I mean, I get it. Like
Sometimes
sometimes you just see
that
it or
happens,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I get it. But
Yeah, sometimes you have to
I
shower
have
with your
that.
dad.
I wouldn't-
Yeah, I have that image burned
The
in
day
my
before
brain.
your high school graduation, you have to shower with your dad.
Yeah.
but if it happens,
It's a rite
it's
of
different
passage.
than causing it to happen. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell is going
Listen,
on here?
there's a reason
I don't
his
know
name is
anymore.
Fred Savage.
Okay,
So
He's
also,
unfettered.
well, also while we're at this though, yeah, I also like his experiencing this new body.
is
He
more
lifts like a
interesting.
50-pound weight and is like, "Wow, I can do this now."
oh, I used to weigh 50 pounds. Like,
When I was 11, I could lift a 50-pound weight like that. Plus,
I don't know what I could do when I was.
Yeah,
11.
I mean, plus again,
Well, I had severe asthma when I was 11, so I couldn't do shit.
fair enough. But also, again, kind of to your point, this isn't Jason Momoa. This is Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
You're not that strong.
Yeah.
All of a
I was
sudden,
dressing
right?
up like Harry Potter on the weekends when I was 11. I wasn't lifting 50 pounds.
You were dressed like Harry. Goddamn,
I
you are
mean-
young.
Yeah.
What?
And how is that different from right now?
Oh, just generational.
Also, to clarify, clearly, I'm not trying to act like I'm just spending all my weekends at the gym. Clearly. But I'm just saying, if you put a 50-pound weight in front of me, I could lift it.
Spending my weekends at the Slim Jim.
So, all right, real talk. Say you switch let's say it's not your son, right? But you switch bodies with an 11-year-old.
Oh, God.
You go back to being 11. You know, would you, like, assuming you could choose to stay like that, you could keep that arrangement, just fuck that poor 11-year-old over because he's inheriting this mess. But would you stay, like, would you go back to being 11? Knowing what you know as now know as
It's a
an
lot
adult.
to put up with
And
before you have agency.
see, this will be different for Tony and I bet, than you two, because you guys have, you know, wives and
Fair.
Lives.
lives and all of that.
Cats.
I mean, to be fair,
Yes.
To be fair.
dealing with someone that's mentally an 11-year-old for the rest of her life might actually be a step up for Sharon. As opposed to the 6-year-old she does now.
That's not at all what we were really getting into, but
Well, I mean,
sure.
you gotta think about these things, you know?
So you're saying you'd stay in the 11-year-old body for the...
For her.
Okay, do
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
9/11's going to happen?
Well, you're not going back in time.
Yeah, what? What? That's a whole different thing. Oh, we can go back in time.
Yeah, no, if it's-
I was under the impression we were going back in time.
No,
No.
you're switching
we're
or
caressing
souls.
a Tibetan
I feel like I have
skull
no advantage at that
and
point.
switch- Well, no, because so you're back to being 11. Presumably, you're getting whatever this child's identity is, right?
No, I don't. I wouldn't
And then
because
Because I can bet a bunch of money on 9/11 happening.
because there's no cool there's no cool things for kids anymore now.
There's no cool things for kids. There's a million cool things for kids.
There's computers now.
There's like all sorts of amazing toys
I mean,
and whatnot.
it'd be nice for my body not to hurt all the time.
Yeah. Well, plus just knowing what I know about the real world as an adult.
Yeah.
You know, my idealistic 11-year-old ass would try a lot harder in school and, make some different choices on the way up.
Yeah.
Plus, you'd get a good, 5 to 7 years of
But
just
they
doing
teach
fucking
math all
nothing
weird
besides
now.
going to school
Yeah,
and bettering
I
yourself.
absolutely would.
They teach math all weird now, though.
Plus, I don't care. Like, here's the thing: I wouldn't need Well, first of all, I'd already know math because it'd be my own brain. So I'll just fail. I don't care. Like, I'll fail school. Screw it. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So, I know how
That
to count.
degree's not helping me at all.
Yeah, get that degree
I can
really
balance,
isn't gonna
I
do
can balance a
shit.
checkbook.
Yeah.
That's really all the information I need to know.
I
But
even
that's
learned-
one of the biggest things for me. I'd be like, all that shit that put me in debt. Fuck that. I
Yeah.
can skip that now. Start
yeah.
saving at this point.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't
Hell yeah.
have debt.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're
I
right. You're right.
not only not have debt, I have a chance of starting some kind of wealth or whatever. You know,
I would just start investing money
exactly.
Yeah.
as early as possible, and then be a millionaire by my 20s, and be like, "Hey, all right, I'm done."
Yeah.
Done.
Like instead of being like, hey, can I get $20 to buy a comic book? I can put that in the
Buy a
bank or
condom?
something, and sure, whatever.
Just one. For $20.
For $20,
A single
a Lucy.
shot.
Yeah, Lucy. All right. Anyway. Yeah, I would totally fucking just go back.
Hi, question for you.
Yeah.
If you were Freaky Friday'd
Uh-huh.
into, all right, is it that she's 11?
Yeah.
All right, you're 11 years old. You're Freaky Friday'd into an adult woman's body.
Your mom's.
Or your mom's, I guess.
Oh, wait, no, she's going back to being 11. My bad.
You're going back to being 11?
Yeah.
Wait, is
Either
this
way,
the question you just asked? or
That's
is
what
this-
I asked.
It's
I
our
don't know.
previous question about if you look at your boobs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, that's right. It was Tony's question. That's what we summoned her for.
Would you be curious about checking out the
To be
boob
fair,
situation?
to clarify, this is not my exact question.
His was about dicks.
It was about dicks. But then we brought up the argument that it doesn't. So in this movie that we're watching, Fred Savage and Judge Reinhold
Reinhold.
switch bodies, and Fred Savage checks out Judge Reinhold's dick because he's a grown up now. So and we said it didn't happen that way in Freaky Friday, but I argued that it was. It could be different for women than it is for men, but I argued it was probably just different writers.
Well, clearly
Writing a
different
different
writers.
If you were an 11-year-old
Tony's making duck noises.
transferred into an adult's body, would you be checking out the boob situation?
I think any 11-year-old would be curious.
Thank you.
So yes.
Okay.
All right.
Straight from the cutum's mouth.
Aw. Pepper, would you check out your 6 nipples?
Oh.
She's wagging her tail.
Yeah, that means yes. All right.
She's into it.
I like how
Yes. Thank you, honey.
Thank you
you
both.
said that, made it
You're
all
both cute.
sweet, and I was going to make a comment about the other cutums being the dog, and then Will made it all weird.
Yeah.
That's what we keep him around for.
What he does.
All right.
Why?
Well, that
So-
and he's King Baggett.
I'm the King Baggett now, dog.
So, good lord. All right, so let's get back to the movie, right?
All right.
You know,
Ugh,
Charlie
almost
now
there.
in his grown-up body he lifts some weights at work. He fires a crossbow into a mannequin.
Oh, yeah.
He comes upstairs, and the 3 other backstabbing pseudo friends that he has at the office that are really out to ruin him are talking about some sort of oral sex metaphor about the new intern, something about putting something in her mouth. I don't know what was going on there, but
I missed some of that.
it's definitely not appropriate workplace conversation.
No.
Is
This is the
new-
80s.
Is this new intern his
Monica Lewinsky.
his girlfriend?
No, just a different.
Oh, it's just a random.
yeah, just some
rando
other
person?
woman they're
Okay.
looking at.
I didn't catch the conversation.
But he's like, all right, I'm going to be nice to my secretary, say hi to her, because apparently Marshall never does that. And, you know...
Well, it's not even him trying to be nicer. It's just him.
He's just
being
not
a
being
kid.
an asshole,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
just not jaded and shit.
Yeah. He walks in, puts his frog in the sink.
Again, what the fuck's with the frog in the sink thing? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly during the movie a stagehand should have just walked out and like punched the frog.
Yeah, I don't
Just
think
cracked
there was
it
any
one.
chance that frog made it out of the restaurant alive.
No, definitely.
Oh,
I don't either.
There
but-
was like 20 frogs they had in the cage, and it was just one
But that's
died
the
every
other-
day
like,
on
if
set.
I was Judge
Like
Reinhold,
Milo
I'd be
knows.
like, all right, you can't keep bringing that with you, but, you know, just in case, like, here's some little carrier or whatever for it. Put an end to this
It was
fucking
the
sink business.
It was the 80s. It didn't have that thing that said no animals were harmed at the making of this movie.
So,
Yeah, because they didn't care.
Yeah.
Look how
Yeah.
they all turned
They
out.
killed so many.
Like after the movie ended, they would kill it just because the movie was over.
Milo and Otis style.
remember back in the 80s, you thought this was like the coolest thing where they have those little boards with all the pins in it, and you could put your hand in it, and it would make like an imprint.
I may have owned a couple of
And
those.
you would just ram your face into it like Judge Reinhold does. And just get poked in your eyes and all that.
Yeah.
Listen,
Great
it was
times.
fun. It was fun.
I wonder if he put his dick in it.
Well,
Probably.
I never did that.
You can't get
Not you, Judge Reinhold.
I know.
you can't get the PG rating for that, but we know he put his
But, I
dick
mean,
in
you
there.
could have if it didn't show it, but like show the impression
The indent.
afterwards. And it's just
That's just hard
That's true.
PG-13.
Yeah, that's
hard.
just hard. Yeah.
That would be kind of... See, you know, they want to punch this up. That would be kind of funny if the secretary came in and was like, those Groucho glasses? Or like,
Well,
oh.
well, yeah, and like
It's
you know,
fine.
Sam comes in. He's like, "Did you put your dick in there?" It's like, "That wasn't me."
it's not a big
So,
deal.
wait, who put their dick in your?
It's only
that.
2 pins worth of dick.
Who put
It's
that
fine.
tater tot in a bird's nest in there? I don't know.
Oh, all right. So now, we
Somebody drop a baby carrot?
Sam comes in and she's all like, "Okay, we got to have a talk tomorrow. Blah blah. Something about our relationship. I don't know if we should be seeing each other and working together and all that."
The
And
answer is no, you should.
yeah, Charlie's like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
And why not, Will?
I don't know.
Life advice from Will. Lay it on.
Well,
us.
You have a problem with the relationships that start at work?
I don't really care.
Well, you made a firm,
made a
like
claim.
you drew a line,
Yeah.
and now you're
Now
just
you gotta explain it.
yeah.
Well, we all know that relationships that start at work just are the most unhealthy.
You know, there's 2 in this household, right?
I know, I was kidding.
I mean, I can't disagree with you, but
Yeah.
it's true.
I'd say you're the exception to the rule. How about that?
So, okay. So, in Rob's case, it's okay that he met his wife and started dating you from work,
Yeah.
but
Dating me.
no one else.
No,
You're
well,
not-
here's mistress.
I'm not dating Will. I'm just banging him on the side.
Yeah, no, he's straight mistress.
I'm sorry for assuming that means it's a relationship.
I don't know.
My
Wouldn't call it-
mistake.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
you're just jealous
You're like
because you were
getting
part of
any
this
dinner out of
before
it.
you were let
I
go.
wouldn't call it a straight mistress, Joe.
Tony's just jealous that he's not a part, can't be part of our work time bang.
That's his brother.
gang bang.
Yeah,
That's not really a problem.
Yeah.
that's weird.
Oh, now I'm the weird one.
You know, it's
No,
the
I'm just
average
jealous
day.
because out of all the people I met at work, nothing happened. Anyway,
All right, so
Yeah, they're all weird now.
we cut to Charlie. He gets
I
the
always was.
or I'm sorry, we cut to Marshall. He gets the tickets for Malice from that ticket scalper, and then he gets his ass whooped in the lunchroom by
Is this where he gets the
bully.
bruise on his nose?
uh
We weren't sure where that happened. He had to wear that
It might-
Band-Aid on his nose?
it might be, yeah, because the tray got whacked in his face. It was either then or he got like pushed down later when he was coming to the rescue of that other girl. But
Oh, that could.
either way, we see the redheaded bad guy. What was the name you gave her?
Jill Valentine?
The redheaded bad guy. Oh, Villain St. Clair.
Villain St. Clair. She shows up to talk
That was
to Marshall, but it's Charlie now. So she's like comes in with the vase and she's like, where is it? And he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And she's thinking that like now he knows that skull's worth a lot of money and is hardballing her. So she like freaks out and leaves. And he's just like, I don't know what's happening here.
Well, first, then she said she's a ball breaker.
Yeah, she did
That's
say
right.
something about
And he
being
gets
a ball
aroused.
wrecker.
Yeah, he is
Just
just
gets real
the
into
I
con-
need an adult.
the concept of breaking balls is just a new thing to him. He is intrigued by that idea.
I was like, just quickly jumps to, you're playing hardball with me. I can bust balls or whatever and all that. And I'm like, did it ever occur to you that this maybe isn't the guy you're looking for? For a minute.
So, now Charlie's like, fuck it, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just going to go fuck around the store. So he goes downstairs and here's, was the guy that, John Cryer looking motherfucker's playing a rectangular guitar. And like, I don't know what's going on with this guitar, but he's playing it and Marshall's...
It's a keytar, right? Or is it a real guitar?
It had 6 strings
Yeah, it was
and it
a
had a
weird
lot
shape,
of dials on it.
Yeah.
This is a real type of electric guitar that never quite
It's
made
called
it.
a bullshit machine.
Yeah, it might have like the equivalent of an effects pedal just built into the body of the guitar.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if it counts as a guitar because I think it was more like a touchpad kind of situation.
Well, yeah, it had strings.
It did have
either way.
strings too, but
Yeah, the design did not catch on.
anyway.
So fucking he's like, oh, I'm gonna play the drums. I'm gonna play the simplest rock beat possible, and he's doing that. And then the salesman there is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play the fucking bloopiest
Yes.
keyboard.
Yeah,
Fartiest with Farterson.
yeah. Talking about keyboard cat.
I was gonna say when I mentioned before about keyboard,
I mean,
this
it is- The shittiest keyboard riff.
Max
you will ever
Rebo
hear.
is spinning in his grave.
like me just smashing my
again.
fist on the keyboard sounds
Unless
better
he
than what
escaped.
this guy was doing.
I'll play chopsticks.
But I mean, which is funny because this is actually kind of worse than the high school band, but this is what you would expect from a high school band, where they're like,
Yeah.
we can rock out, and everybody's just doing their own thing that does not meld well.
My
and-
takeaway was that he doesn't actually know how to play keyboard. He just wanted to be included.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's rocking out to this.
But he was doing just as well as Fred Savage was on the drums. So
Well,
So-
no, Fred Savage had a beat. It just was, again, a very simplistic one, and
Yeah.
didn't necessarily go with the guitar, but
this drum hit that drum. This drum hit that
Mm-hmm.
drum.
So the president of the company runs in, and like I know what happened in the scene because this scene's in every one of these movies, but I honestly don't know what happened in this particular scene because the president comes in, he's like, "You're playing the drums?
Right.
Most unorthodox." And then they start like blathering on about salesmen and then salespersons because Jane Lynch is there. And then like a person who you have no fucking
Right.
idea who they are shows up. And then he's like, "Oh, Charlie, you did a great job." And I like
it was
the customer playing the guitar was the son of this fancy woman
yes.
who apparently the boss knows from a country club, and she spends a shit ton of money in the store. So he was like, "You really impressed her. Way to go."
Yeah,
Something
so
like that.
at that point
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, you weren't just dicking around on the drums," which he
Right,
was.
right.
He's
He
like,
was-
"You were, trying to impress this kid,
important
to-
customer.
yeah,
Yeah.
So-
make money, business."
Yeah, I think I was just hearing the default, like, the kid who doesn't know what he's doing is so unorthodox, it impresses the boss scene.
It is in every one of those movies.
yeah.
Let's haul ass to Lollapalooza.
So now,
We'll all get laid.
what you call it? So now, Marshall shows back up, grabs Charlie, they go home. What's that?
Sorry to interrupt, but now you really just make me want to see one of these done where, like, the dad's just a factory worker. The kid goes there and, like, ends up losing a hand or something.
And when he goes back, he still has a stump.
Yeah,
That's how Jumanji should have started.
Just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me try this wacky style. And oh, God.
no, they're both just so fucking petty. They're like,
press.
they're like mangling their own bodies to like, because when they switch back, they're like, all right, well, fine, I'm gonna shove your toes in this compressor.
Yeah. At that point, it just becomes a race to see who can mangle themselves more.
It's like a car. It's like a Ford factory, and that's how Christine happens.
Although, actually, that would be really stupid. Because in
Yes,
this
it
movie,
would.
well, it would regardless, but in this movie, you retain your body, so you would only be mangling you regardless.
Fair enough. Yeah, that is a good point.
But that would be great if that was the twist. Is they're like, oh wait, when we go back,
still
everything
not
I
gonna
did
have
to me is what's going to be still done to me. Like, oh fuck.
He's got like an eye patch.
So now we have a discussion between Marshall and Charlie where they talk about ball busting women and the size of their scrotums. And then it cuts to a delightful montage of getting Charlie as Marshall ready for work. And Marshall as Charlie going off to school. Of course, Charlie forgot the fucking frog in the sink overnight.
Yeah.
And it died. The end.
Yeah. No, I think the janitor would have just fucking killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, probably.
Flushed it down the
But-
toilet.
Yeah.
But this again is what the bugging me of all this stuff. We're already past the first scene where he's like, all right, we switch bodies. I'm going to make you go to school, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, nowhere does he tell him like, these are your classes.
Yeah.
This is my best friend. You know, like,
Yeah,
this
he's
is
like,
my
who is this
teacher.
redheaded kid
Yeah.
that keeps talking?
Yeah.
Like
Like,
if
he
Ron
just-
Weasley comes up and talks to this
Yeah.
kid, he's like, who the fuck are you?
Exactly. Like, none of this doesn't prepare him at all. And the same
Yeah.
thing with him going to work. He's just like, I guess he knows the secretary enough to be like, hey, whatever, how's it going? I'm going to be in there. But then, like, doesn't know any of the clients. Doesn't
Yeah.
know any. It's just, I fucking hate them all.
So
He goes to the secretary. Have I banged you before? I'm just trying to get some information.
shit's getting weird now.
But, hey, secretary, have you seen my new dick? Look at this.
You see this thing?
Is
Huge.
this good? Is this like a good size?
Yeah.
Pepper agrees.
Oh yeah, by the way, Dad, when you get your body back, you gotta talk to HR.
Yeah.
I showed everyone your dick.
You're in a lot of trouble, actually. It's pretty serious.
Also, just to warn you, it may still be stuck in a jar. Now, I don't want to answer any questions. I'm trying to get it out.
Well, that's fine, son, because last night I let Peter Falk tell me a bedtime story.
It was magical.
Fucking
Your grandpa came in town and told me a story.
You got diddled.
But-
Pretty bad.
like really in the movie, like fucking he gives his teacher an I love you note from this girl that he saves from the bullies. Meanwhile at the store, Marshall's like, or Charlie is like, I'm gonna go to the shop that sells a briefcase with 2 knives coming out of it and a poison gas dispenser. It's the 80s. I mean, you could buy it, but
Yeah.
I guess.
I've never thought like, you know what I need on my suitcase?
Just go
2
down
knives.
to Pier 1 Imports.
You would.
Now, can we discuss the
Was this just
can
the
you just-
James Bond store?
Can you just put a knife in your
Like
suitcase?
sharper image.
Yeah. I mean,
What kind of dipshit teacher gets a note that says, I think I love you, takes it from one of the students, and assumes it's about her?
I thought it fell on the ground and she picked it
How
up.
does she not know her students' handwriting when they're still at the age where their handwriting is
Right.
being evaluated?
Right. And because
didn't-
it was from one of the girls to Fred Savage.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's probably vastly different than
Way
his normal.
nicer than Fred Savage's
Yeah.
handwriting, presumably.
I think she's just really self-conscious and wanted to have a win for once.
She was like, oh, it's from my
Oh.
cats.
But he slapped that shit down because
Oh,
when
yeah.
the dad comes in, he's just
She's
like,
gonna go home and David
ew!
Carradine. She's gonna go home and David Carradine herself.
My kid would never want to date a ugly sow like
Will,
you.
can you explain the physics of that for us, please?
I mean, girls
you can
David
just
Carradine
use your
themselves.
Can they?
Yeah.
Get Sharon back in here.
What do you think it means?
Yeah, what,
All right, honey, I'm going to put this belt around your neck and tell me if you're
put on this Superman costume.
Oh, you horny, baby.
What is happening now? What do you think that means?
So when you asphyxiate,
Autoerotic.
Uh-huh.
it supposedly makes you hard. But
Yeah,
I don't know
but
if it works that way.
there are a lot of women that achieve arousal from being asphyxiated.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Listen, I've never tried choking in my life. I'm sorry. I mean, she chokes me all the time, but
I've never once
It's
thought
usually
to
because you
re-
left
to
Legos all
return
over the
there.
floor or something like
that's
that.
why
It's
I
never
do it.
sexual for some reason. It's just she chokes me at random
pure
times.
rage, just absolute pure rage.
Luckily, my neck is so fat. She
Yeah.
can't get her
Her hands
all
get
the way
tired. Her
around.
hands get tired.
Just like, why is it so greasy?
Is this Grey Poupon?
Yes and no.
It's a game of, am I going to run out of air before she runs out of the will to choke me to death?
No, sir. I
Touch
don't
my
like it.
greasy fat neck.
So far, I've won.
Every time.
Oh, and the beard hair. That's
Yeah.
that,
Oh yeah.
That's an
that
extra
helps
layer.
too, yeah.
And the neck hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
That we all have.
Yeah, like this little
The beard hair touches the neck hair.
stray goat hair just poking out.
Okay.
You should just
So,
keep some like Valentine's candies in there, so maybe one of them will pop out and she'll be like, "Oh."
so fucking, this guy Turk shows up and he's like, I have a gun. Shows it to Charlie. Charlie doesn't care. The guy, his backstabbing friends don't care.
Also, just to clarify, he does literally just show him the gun.
Yeah.
So he's not holding it in a threatening manner. He's just kind of holding it.
He's just kind of like, I have this.
yeah.
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 It looks like a toy revolver.
Well, see, the problem is, I'm pretty sure, and every single other scene with him in this movie is kind of giving me this thought. He does not want the gun to go off because is that his wife?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It
His
seems like it's
business
his
partner.
Well, it seems like they're more than business partners because she makes comments throughout the movie that suggest like they have a relationship. My assumption is she gave him this gun with one bullet in it, and he desperately wants to keep it for himself.
Yeah.
I could be.
Like, suicide seems like it's this guy's lifelong
Well, especially
dream.
after what happens to them later.
But yeah,
Well, yeah.
the point being, he's not holding this. He's not even holding this like my hand is on the handle of the gun. He's holding this like my hand is wrapped over the hammer
Yeah.
of the gun. It's just like
It's like
That's
he's about
not-
to hand it to someone.
Yeah.
else.
exactly.
So now Charlie goes upstairs and he sees that there's the problems with these talking moose toys, that they're speaking like Polish and they're swearing and
It's
they're
just it
possessed
feels like
by
just a
Pazuzu.
rip off of Big.
yeah.
Ah.
So he's like, well, they suck. Recall 100,000 of them. Fuck it. And I'm keeping this one.
Yeah. It's like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Kid gets home and his toy breaks. It's not fair.
It's true.
So
We don't have YouTube toy reviewers yet to tell us if something's trash.
now most things in this movie
It's not fair.
are wasted opportunity. But let me tell you what the scene should have been, and then I'll tell you what the scene is. So now Charlie goes to his junior high as Marshall, and he finds as Marshall Mathers, and he finds these three hooligans that bully him. Wolverine is now
His
being
healing factor is
torn
not
apart
working.
by Will.
Will's
So he finds these three hooligans
Lenny
that
hands.
bully him.
Oh, Will does, he does what he always wanted to do, and he got Wolverine's pants off.
he's vivisecting
Guys.
Wolverine.
So they're smoking in the boys' room like Motley Crue told them to do. Now, how awesome would it have been if Judge Reinhold, like if Charlie in his 11-year-old rage of just being bullied by these fucking kids every day just walked in there and just started slapping one. And you don't even have to show the kid getting slapped. Just showing his Judge Reinhold's angry fucking face hitting this kid until the kid stops making noise for like a minute. It would have been
I
awesome.
think that's a very different film.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I'm all for it.
Because that's what would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is
yeah.
also the 80s when you could totally do that.
But at the same time, it is Judge Reinhold, so these kids probably could have just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that's what I kept waiting for happen. Three
He's
kids.
like, I'm going to
versus-
yell
That
at
is-
you. But if he pushes too far,
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
is the
kids are going to realize, wait, we could take
it's
this
a bit
guy.
of a risky maneuver there.
Granted, we run out of
Still
breath
might have been
real
worth
fast
it.
from the smoking, but
Might have
still.
been worth it. Just saying.
Hey, my body, I'll fucking go the distance with these three kids. Like, I'm just saying, I got bullied a lot in junior high. If I suddenly
yeah.
had an adult body,
Oh, yeah.
And
like,
again,
I don't know if I would have stopped until one of those kids was in the hospital.
Again, though, still his body.
What's that? Oh, yeah,
It's
true.
still his body.
Still is his body.
But, so again, you don't want to get shot or
Yeah.
lose a limb. But yeah, I would probably, slap him around a little.
It would be a lot.
Yeah, I feel like, you could probably pretty successfully just pick them up and just dump them in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking at least somebody needs to be getting a
It'd be
swirly.
swirlies for
Yeah.
all, I think, yeah.
So anyway, so now
Fuck,
what
I would
really
even just be
happens-
like, oh, that gross cigarette in the sink? Why don't you put it back in your mouth?
yeah.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Well, I throw it in the urinal first, then put it in the.
Or yeah, whatever.
So anyway, so this fucking he comes in there, he's like, high school patrol, I'm Agent Calhoun.
Well, that
He,
is
like,
the thing.
frisks
He is
the kids and-
he is a rather slow 11-year-old.
Yeah,
Walking around with a frog in his pants. I mean, that pretty much tells you all you need to know.
All right. So imagine if you just ran in there, kicked one kid really hard in the dick, so he's incapacitated. Turned to the other kid and said, "Get out of here! I'll show you my dick." And that kid ran away, and then just started slapping the
Also,
shit out of the
very different film.
I think even in the 80s, you couldn't get away with that shit.
I mean, not for long.
I'm just...
No, you only get one. You get,
I'm just a random adult
Yeah.
in a high school. I'm going to show a kid my dick. It's not a big deal.
no. I only threatened him with it.
Random with dick.
I didn't show it to him. The numbers were against me. I got him out of the
It
bathroom.
was just my way to get him out of the bathroom, officer.
That's right. I just wanted some privacy.
I had to slap this one kid for like an hour.
I did the same thing at Victoria's Secret the other day. It worked pretty well.
Do you imagine the kid that got the shit slapped out of him just later on be like, you didn't have my back? He's like, you're just going to show me his dick.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I want to see a dick.
or he'd be like, well, I got the shit slapped out of me, but at least I didn't have to look at
Yes, I'd have to look at it. The kid who just got kicked really hard in the dick was like, I think I got the best end of the
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, at the very least,
Ruptured
slap
a
his kids
testicle,
long,
but-
maybe give him a swirly, and then be like, march yourselves down to the principal's office and tell him what you did, or I'm going to, send you to jail or something.
Yeah. So anyway, so now, what you call it? The teachers all talking about, that talking to Charlie about Charlie, saying that Charlie's not focused in class. He's got a crush on her. He's,
And
all he cares about is music.
She looks like the dad from Elf.
She does. She does. And Charlie is just like, no way.
No one could ever love an ugly old hag like you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks.
At least we do get some groin trauma in the next scene, because now Marshall as Charlie has to go play hockey, and he just skates about to and fro and then hits the coach right in the dick with a stick. Now, mind you, this coach is just, it is the 80s. This coach is just straight up slapping the children.
Yeah, well,
Just-
Again, yeah, 80s.
That happened well past the 80s as well.
Yeah.
Well, for some of us, yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. All the games, the scrimmage starts, all the kids just fall into the goal, and then the coach just basically slaps every single one of them right there.
But this is also where, again, as you pointed out before, this is where I'm playing hooky.
Yeah.
You're about to go to hockey practice. You can't skate.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you think is going to happen?
Coach ain't going to leave hockey practice to come get you. Just fucking go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, best case scenario, you're going to end up, going home with a bruised ass like that. Worst case scenario, you might break a bone or something, and you're probably going to get your kid kicked off the team.
I mean, honestly, this might be hard for his kid down the line, but again, this is a kid that keeps a live frog in his pants, so all bets are off. You do have the mind of an adult, even if you're in the body of a child, so you might be able to force yourself to shit on command. Just shit your pants. Just shit your pants.
I mean, I
But
think
then you're a kid-
being a child is easier to shit your pants.
But then you're with a kid with a frog and shit in your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Are you saying just to get out of practice?
to get out of practice, shit your pants and leave.
What?
Yeah.
Then you're that kid for the rest of
Yeah.
school.
I mean, I know it's
Like I
it's
said,
not going to be his problem.
You're
in
the
long
kid
run,
with the
but-
frog in your pants. Shit is it's a drop
Parallel
in the
move.
ocean.
Who
Who knows what this kid's got in his pants?
Also, I love your options here. I just mentioned you could just hang out in the bathroom pretending you have diarrhea or whatever. It's not great, but recoverable. Versus actually forcing
have
yourself
to
to shit your pants and then being labeled as the shitty frog pants
Listen,
kid.
listen.
The mad shitter.
He probably, let's be fair, he probably has worse already. Probably will have worse in the future. And that coach seems like the type of guy that would come into the bathroom and be like, I don't smell diarrhea, get out there.
Well, at
Show
that
me-
point, then you
He might
force one out.
He might
but-
check your butt.
Show me your shitty underwear.
Yeah. Like,
He's
But
like,
see, that's the difference. If you're sitting on the toilet telling someone you have diarrhea, then you can force yourself to shit
just,
if needed.
You know, pass it. I'll be like, oh, I think I'm gonna shit myself. I had Grey Poupon on my spaghetti at lunch today.
Why are we having this conversation? Sorry, go.
so the coach comes in the bathroom and is like, now either you slap yourself or I'm crawling under the stall and slapping you. And there better be shitty underwear. That's what I get in
I'm
there.
here to chew bubble gum and slap little kids' heads.
So anyway,
I want to see shit all over
By the way-
Spider-Man's face.
That
Give me
happens.
your
Yep.
underoos.
He starts climbing under there. That's when I spin right around and take a shit right on his face.
yeah. Or just kick him in the head with your ice skates.
Or that. Oh, especially if the ice skates on already? Yeah, fuck.
Just open his brain right there.
So either way. So Charlie, he has to.
Speaking of shitting pants, is somebody?
Oh yeah, I totally
okay.
blew.
All
I don't know how you didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I think we were just going talking and
So anyway, mentioned shit in your pants.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So
I thought you never asked.
Charlie now has to go out on a date with Sam, pretending to be Marshall. So he takes her to the Malice concert.
Yeah.
And now in 80s hair metal, it's always a fine line between fine quality music and butt metal.
Yeah.
It's a very fine line. And Malice falls firmly into butt metal.
Malice gets up in the morning looking in the mirror and saying, today I'm going to finally reach butt metal.
Like,
We're going to
like,
get there today.
before he goes out to perform, he's like, I will fuck this up. So Charlie just runs on stage and just hangs out with the band, and security carries him off, and that gets you an autograph, apparently. It was something along the lines of, to Charlie, we hope you barf, or something like that.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But this also pissed me off because the whole thing, he had to go on the date with Sam, and he's like, "Oh, I got 2 tickets." She's like, "The opera or something or whatever it was." And he's like, "Not exactly." And they go to the rock concert, like you said, and the whatever gets the autograph. And then she's like, "Oh, I now see this was all a ploy to get an autograph for your kid because you couldn't take him." I'm like, "What? That is a hell of a stretch, lady."
Oh,
Well,
you're so spontaneous now.
I think that's what we call a coping mechanism.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Her mind automatically said, "No, it can't possibly be that this dude took me to a low grade butt metal concert."
For
On an actual
Charlie,
date.
love
But-
Malice, party till you puke.
Party till you puke. That's it. But yeah, you felt so bad about not taking him to this concert that you took me to this concert.
you went with me instead.
and
got
but
him.
you got an autograph. What?
Yeah, it's just it's that scene of like, oh, Charlie's quirky behavior trying to be an adult can't do any wrong.
So she gives this
Honestly-
kid a hand job in the car.
Oh, this is what worried me for a while there. Is I was
Party
fearing
till you puked on it.
I'm about to. I was worried we were going to get the inevitable point where him and the girlfriend had to go out.
Thank you.
And
There's a book of matches.
light my nose on fire. Is there? No. But yeah, I was fearing the time when the date would happen, and inevitably we'd have the potential of possible sex scene with a minor and his potential stepmom.
Yeah.
What scent is that?
So
Fresh balsam.
yeah, she's like, he takes her back to his place and is like, there's magazines over there you could look at. And she's like, I want to look at that dick.
I want to see if it's changed at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because they
when-
banged before, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because she's
Yeah.
they talked about like her leaving something.
Right.
She's like tired
So-
of banging him.
So you know, Marshall as Charlie comes out and he's like, "How dare you?"
Which it would have been easy for him to just walk out there like before anything started happening.
Yep.
Just be like, I'm a kid. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Time to block that car.
I peed
Yeah,
myself.
I shit myself today. I got a frog in my pants.
Especially,
I think you need to take Charlie to a specialist.
Yeah, you my new mommy?
especially because if I'm not mistaken, before this date, she makes some comment about like we need to have a serious talk, but I know how this usually goes. We're gonna go to dinner, have a nice time. I'm gonna get too drunk, and then we're gonna end up in bed. So you being the dad, knowing this as the kid, the minute they get back home, I'm gonna be like 5, 4, 3, 2, and go into the living room and put a stop to that shit.
Yep.
Yep. If that's the pattern,
Yeah.
that smells pretty good.
Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, as a proud father, maybe you're like, yeah, get it.
Yes. Sleep with your future stepmother.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nothing
we
weird.
see where the world's at now.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Is this the birth of
It's still technically
1,000 Pornhub
Yeah,
tabs?
yeah, pretty much. It's still technically my dick.
No, it was my body, Dad. It was my body the entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Even if it was shaped like
yeah. It
your
looked
dick.
like my dick, but it wasn't my dick.
It tasted like my dick.
So anyway,
Oh.
so the yeah, it's
Gonna
just,
get you a bike for your
just
birthday,
sucks.
but this counts
so
instead.
Take a ride on this.
That's right.
But again, this is why I'm at least glad it was a girlfriend and not the mother. Because if he tongue kissed his mom, it's gonna get weird.
see,
would've
but
been great,
that
though.
would have been a funny scene though, him trying to avoid it.
Funnier, yes,
Yeah.
but
So
Sicker, yeah.
we
Char-
didn't avoid it.
Yeah.
So
Charlie as or I'm sorry, Marshall as Charlie talks to Sam, finds out that Sam is, you know, has some issues with Marshall, and you know, he kind of smooths things over as Charlie. Then it cuts to the next day where Marshall and Charlie go to see just a professor, just at a museum. And then the villains break into his apartment, ransack it, looking for the skull, which of course isn't there because they're taking it to just this random professor. And the professor's like, I need to take this for a little bit because the plot says so.
and they're like, you'll get the skull when you fix my goddamn door.
So, but now Mom comes back home because her vacation sucked or whatever. Takes Marshall as Charlie away. Talks a bunch of shit about the actual Marshall, like because also Marshall has been just drinking heavily the whole time as an 11-year-old. Just tolerance has to be fucked up.
It is.
Just martini after martini.
Yeah, you see Fred Savage, he's always got a martini in his hand.
Yeah,
It's
so
pretty good.
like the
The
mom
whole
catches
time.
him just drinking a martini.
And this is again one of those ones where like I'm just like I hate everyone because just fucking somebody say something. Because she comes in and she's like, you know, oh yeah, all the problems with vacations, I'm taking him back because nobody answered the phone, whatever. And he comes out of the bedroom or bathroom or wherever the hell he was with his martini, and he goes, oh shit. And she's like, oh, he's swearing and he's drinking. Just be like, I was bringing this to Dad, and like hand it off to him, and at least
Yep.
get you out of one
I was
jam.
bringing this shit to Dad, Mommy.
So now Marshall has to, you know, go home and listen to his mom shit talk him.
Always healthy.
Yeah. So next day, Marshall's going to school as Charlie, and the villains are trying to kidnap him, but fucking Marshall, you know, Charlie as Marshall swoops in from a limo and kidnaps him first. And they drive off, and the villains are going after him, and now Charlie has to go to the big meeting as, you know, and for the 10 o'clock meeting with the board where the president's going to tear him a new asshole. So like, don't worry, we'll Cyrano de Bergerac this shit. So I'll fucking, we'll get the spy tech, and I'll just talk through you with this microphone. It'll be perfect.
It's around here that I just point out this, like, 90% of this movie a lot easier if they had Bluetooth.
Yeah, very, very much so. So you've seen this scene, like it's sort of working in that Marshall is able to talk through Charlie, and it looks like Marshall knows what he's talking about. But then actual Marshall as Charlie gets kidnapped by the bad guys. So now Charlie as Marshall has to just say whatever, something about yin yang. He calls the other guys yin yangs, and then is like, "Fuck you, I'm out," and storms off.
Yeah, that's. I feel like someone just. I don't know. Like he wanted to call them something
like son of a
vaguely
bitch
offensive?
or something. Yeah.
I want to call them Ching Chongs.
But,
but instead he settled for Yin Yangs.
Yeah, but I also feel like somebody else was just like, I don't know what to call them, so
seems like
we're
a
doing
placeholder that got
Friday thing. So yeah, placeholder yin yang.
King Baggett was like, Ching Chongs?
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't do. Let's go with yin yangs.
the focus groups preferred yin yangs. We're going with yin yang
That's
guys.
right.
Okay, yin yangs.
So
It's confusing enough to not
Yo-yos.
be
It
offensive.
was supposed to be yo-yos. Someone's like, let's racist it up a little bit.
It's a yin yang.
yeah, so the president of the company is of course like, oh, that was just unorthodox enough to convince me to put millions of dollars behind this.
You
party.
crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So now, Marshall explains to this Turk guy. He's like, "Here's everything I know about you, and there's things that my son possibly can't know about you." We totally switched bodies. So Turk's like, "Oh shit, this skull is magical," and then they're. Meanwhile, Charlie has to do all this shit, like, as Marshall to, like, get the skull back, and they're going to do an exchange to get Charlie back. And he has to go to a warehouse, and it just has a random, like, plastic wrap jungle in it, where there's this random monk who's like, "I'm going to explain everything to you, but off screen."
This is when I was pooping.
Yeah, you're just like, this scene, it looks like the scene was just outlined as like placeholders, and then they forgot to write it, so they're just like, "Oh, fuck it, I don't know."
That's when Tony and I were playing with Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't quite.
now
I tuned out.
they meet up at a train station. They make the exchange. He gets Charlie back. They give the goons the skull, and now Marshall as Charlie is like, "All right, we're going to ride this police tricycle over to the next stop, and we'll head them off at the pass and steal the shit back."
Which
Yeah.
You look like you have something to add, Robert.
No, it's just you keep saying tricycle, and I'm like, wait.
It is. It's a motorcycle, but it is a tricycle.
Yes, it's a three-wheeled motorcycle. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just when you say tricycle, my head just pictures they were like, pedaling this little.
Fred Savage and Judge Reinhold.
There's a power,
Behind
like
Tracy.
a little, not a power wheels. What was
Big
it?
wheel.
Big wheel, yeah.
So, a police chase, because you have to have the police chase.
Why? Yeah. Why
What
not?
I do like about this, when he rides it through the store, though, or through the train station, you could clearly see it's like a fairly older looking, like, little person is riding the motorcycle. You could see his face through the helmet.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not Fred Savage at all. Like, obviously it would not be, but it was funny to look at. And then basically they catch the train at the next station. By this point, the two bad guys have switched bodies. And they're like screaming in shock of what happened. Fucking Marshall just runs in there, is like, yoink, grabs it. It's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
You're stuck like that, I guess. And they leave.
That is literally how that's left. They're
Yeah.
just like, well, that's what they deserved.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess.
Yeah,
they're
it's
just
not
that
even
now.
a simple matter of, this is why we didn't give you the skull. We just need to unfuck this, then we'll fix you, and then we're good. You can have your stupid skull back.
I think we both know they're both checking out the dick and titty situation.
I think their relationship just got a whole lot better.
That's right.
Also, like, this is when we find out that they are, like, mother and son or something. Now it's real creepy.
It only works
So-
if you're blood related.
So now the cops are just there. They're just at the next stop. And, so now they're arrested, and Judge Reinhold is like chained to the wall, and he's crying. And
I will say that is actually how that works, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's actually is refreshing that the cops they're like, all right, you're just under arrest. And
Yeah.
It works. So this guy, Cliff, who's like Charlie's father-in-law just seems to be a good guy. He's only in the movie for like 2 scenes. He's like, yeah, no, I just fixed everything. Don't worry about it.
Stepfather.
Yeah.
Or stepfather, yeah, my bad. Not father-in-law. Not father-in-law. Thank you.
This movie just got a whole lot weirder.
Wait, yeah. Speaking of, there is also the point when the other bad dude, whatever, he's trying to convince him about the body swapping, and he says something like, he says he has kids, and she says like that horny little pervert or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Kid's a pervert.
yeah.
Oh, that kid's a freak.
Basically, yeah.
So
just
horny
like,
and weird.
11-year-old already has children. Oh, that's messed up. But it's like, I don't
She
know.
definitely said horny,
Yeah.
which is such a weird thing to say about an 11-year-old.
Ugh.
Horny little
So,
freak
the
saying he
shoe
has
fits.
kids.
Yeah.
Makes me sick.
But I do like that they don't make the stepfather like, evil or whatever.
Yeah. So now Charlie is back, still pretending to be Marshall. He's got the skull, and he gets a visit from Sam. And Sam's like, oh, well, you still have your job. Of course, the president backed whatever crazy thing you were doing. And he's like, all right, that's cool. Can you drive me to see my son? And on the way, I'm just going to fucking propose to you and then leave my dad to deal with that fallout.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
kind of messed up.
Real fucked up, Charlie.
Then he just climbs the scaffolding and breaks into, his ex-wife's house.
Where he takes all of his clothes
Yep.
off.
As does Charlie.
As
This
does
is Marshall.
As does Fred Savage.
You get a naked
And
Judge
recite
Reinhold
the
and a naked
incantation.
Fred Savage staring at each other.
With a skull betwixt them.
Like 16 candles.
Like 16 candles. Same ending.
Yep. And they switch
Oh,
back.
thank
They
God
take
Joe
one
closed the
last
notebook.
look at their respective
Dicks, yeah.
situations.
Yeah.
Switch, then immediately look at their dicks again.
Yeah.
All right. Dick check. Everything checks out. We're good.
Yeah.
All right. So now, Judge Reinhold gets, Marshall, he gets back in the car. And Sam's like, oh, we're getting married. And Marshall's just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Instead of just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I also like that his kid didn't even go like, just so you know, when you
Yeah.
get out there,
I propose.
you just proposed. Yeah.
It'd be great if you was just like, hold on one sec. And climb back up the trellis again, and then
Yeah.
another shot of him just slapping a kid until the kid
Or
stops
you
making
just
noise.
you just see a dummy get thrown out the window, bounce off the hood of the car.
Or when they,
I will say this for them. You're talking, as weird as it is to have them be doing that ritual naked, it would have been much better if then afterwards he busted out of his clothes again and a naked Judge Reinhold then had to climb out of his kid's window and down the trellis
You hear
to
the-
meet his new fiance.
You hear the stepdad being like, what's going on in there, Charlie?
just saying
What is
goodnight to Charlie. Just tucking him in.
Don't look out your window.
I'm very.
So, they get in the car and drive off. The credits are just like, "Poof, let's
Yep.
fucking end this."
Super fast.
It's all like,
And she's like,
"Spend the night with
so was there a
music."
problem with the hand job before? You didn't
Yeah.
say anything.
You never mentioned.
whoa,
You
whoa.
never mentioned it.
So that is vice versa.
Sure is. Tony.
Oh me. Okay.
Take us home, Tony. It's been a rough ride.
Take me home, Tony.
So yeah, on RottenTomatoes.com.
Be my little baby.
Admittedly, this has been on for a while, so who knows? Yeah, but so critics gave this a score of 50%. Audience gave this a score of 41%.
That's about what I expected.
Sounds about right.
What are your thoughts and opinions on this, Ron?
Blah. This movie does not need to exist. It was making fun of it was entertaining, but there's no reason to watch this movie. Don't watch this movie. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, barely held our attention. I was trying to explain to people about what we were watching, and everything I said was like, oh, it's like Freaky Friday, but father son, but now I'm being told that this is even a remake of something. So it's about 3 or 4 degrees away from if you wanted to watch a movie that has the same plot, there are better options. So yeah. can't recommend it in good faith.
Joe.
I think tonight when I see Brick, I'm going to just tell him there's a movie called Vice Versa. It features a father and son who magically switch bodies. Tell me the rest of the plot. I still think he's going to get close.
Yeah, he'll get
And he's
close.
probably never even seen one of these movies, but it's just so fucking paint by numbers
Yeah.
that I bet even Brick will get it. I'm gonna test that tonight.
Report back.
And report back.
Yeah, I feel this is like the I think I mentioned this before on the podcast, or at least to one of you, but when someone was trying to get me to watch The Princess Diaries, and I said I don't need to because I've already seen it in my mind,
Yeah.
and explain the entire thing, like almost verbatim, it's that.
Princess Diaries?
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you said Princess Bride.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, Princess Diaries. The only thing I got wrong was I said she fell in love with her friend that she never saw as a romantic interest till the end, and it was her friend's brother instead.
all right,
Like, that was the one detail I got wrong, but, like... Yeah.
So, yeah, there's nothing really remarkable about this movie. And I haven't seen any of the other movies that follow this formula, but I'm sure another one has done it better. Freaky Friday is probably a better movie.
I believe
So I'm going to recommend a movie I haven't even seen. But
Instead of this trash.
yeah, I mean, so it wasn't a unrequited failure. Like it was not a good movie, but it wasn't trash. It was just uninspired and lazy.
Yeah, it wasn't as painful to watch as I'd imagine, but at the same time, none of us were really engaged with it at all. So
It wasn't even.
if I had to sit there by myself and watch it, I don't think I.
When the highest point in your film is announcing that a member of your cast a member of your production crew is named King Baggett.
That's when you know things have gone off the rails.
Yeah,
Like this podcast.
it's all downhill from the opening credits.
It's time to reevaluate.
this is, as it's all pretty much been stated already, so I'll breeze through this. But this is not only very formulaic, but it's a formula I'm not very fond of, so I can't really recommend this. I'm sure there are better versions, even if you like the style, but I don't even care that much for it. So this, again, not offensive, but just not anything. So not recommend.
Yeah, so no recommends.
It's been a while since we had a clean
what
sweep
we-
like that.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
Freaky
guess
Friday.
throw
Yeah.
in Freaky Friday because I don't fucking know or remember.
Or if you want to see little Fred Savage, watch Princess Bride.
Sure.
Watch a movie where someone switches with something else and like it's a variation on the formula. Like isn't there one where like Kevin
Tammy and
Spacey
the
turns
T-Rex.
into a cat?
Or there's a recent one that was supposed to be good with Vince Vaughn, switches places with like a teenage girl and he's like a serial killer.
Oh,
I heard that
yeah.
had good reviews. Decent reviews. Better than this.
Yeah, definitely.
Just don't do Face Off.
I think it was just called Freaky, right?
Or Face Off.
Don't. We're not recommending Face Off. We're never recommending Face Off.
I mean,
This movie was aggravated me because it was uninspired, but Face Off made me actually mad.
Oh, but well, I don't know what your reasoning. Maybe we should say that for another podcast. But like, Face Off is like we're dumb. Let's go all out dumb.
Yeah.
Here's
I
some
can
dubs.
appreciate that more than just being bland toast.
Here's some dubs.
And here's some dubs
All right, I think
and
it's
Mario boots.
all right. I think it's that time.
All right.
it is that
I'm
time.
holding in my hand a giant D20.
The D20 fate.
It is my roll.
It's Joe's
D20
roll. We'll see
fate.
what we do next
D20
episode.
fate. D20 fate.
Toss it.
D20.
It's a 9.
It's a 9.
Bringing up the magic
That is not the magic.
telescreen.
So exciting and
Oh, man, there were good movies on here.
Sorry,
You
Joe.
did not get it.
Nope.
Wait.
That's the master list, Joe. I've already crossed off what we're watching. Hope you're ready. We get to watch Jason Statham in The Meg.
In the Meg?
The Meg. 2018's The Meg.
Nice.
Wait, hold.
Yep.
Hold on. I'm looking at a screen that has.
That's the
this
master
has
list.
Alien.
That's the master list.
Well, it says Popeye on it. I'm glad I avoided
But
that.
that's the master list.
Yeah.
So that's all the
This
movies.
is the randomized master list.
Oh shit.
As you can see,
So,
you got
I straddled Lethal Weapon and Clash of the Titans to get the fucking Meg.
Yep.
I waited like a year to roll this die.
Yeah.
Could have been
Hey,
Fuck.
you know what? The die knew it, and the die
Yeah.
was
the
upset.
fifth
Go
element.
back
needs
in
to
your
be
bag, you
crossball.
asshole.
Yeah, I think we're being punished for not recording enough. I got Vice Versa, now the Meg.
Yeah. We could have Terminator 2.
I mean,
We could also have had Short Circuit
this
2.
isn't the best offering, but this I
It's
think
a
I got
very-
the worst
It's
of
a
it.
very eclectic mix.
Yeah.
It's a good list. All right. Until next time.
Fuck.
2018's the Meg.
Meg.
Love all you guys out there and in here.
Yeah. So, yeah, we want to thank all of our listeners.
If you made it this far, you're a
You're a
trooper.
Champion.
Whichever one of you is still listening, send us an email. Let us know.
If you like what we do, please leave a 5-star review on wherever you get your podcasts. But I think Apple Podcasts is still the most popular.
Write in if you switched bodies with a member of the 4 a.m. podcast. That's not Brian.
Wow.
You know, how would you kill yourself? And how long would it take?
Whoever's getting me, I can tell you, not long.
Creativity counts.
Yeah.
I said earlier, just walk in front of the Metro North.
Yeah.
I mean, just run. Just
I
run.
don't think
Just run a-
I don't think if you
Like, it will
transported,
die. Like,
if you
that's it.
transported, yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. Just running would probably do
A couple
you
blocks, you're down.
Actually,
you're gone for.
I don't even
I
know that I'm
wish.
capable of running anymore. So it's yeah, I think just a brisk pace will probably put you down pretty quickly. But if you have folks that you want to, please listen. We're trying to expand a little bit, so please tell your friends, tell all your friends about us, tell your enemies about us.
That's probably more accurate.
Yeah, get them to listen. If you want to support what we do, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/4am podcast. And as Joe said, if you want to write in about your which one of us you would be to kill us off, you can let us know.
Or just how you kill us.
Well, mind you, we get your body, so we're
Yeah.
probably getting a better end of the deal.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, when did this suddenly become like some weird assassination move where they take over us long enough to step in front of a train?
Well, it's like the marry, bang, kill game, but we're kind enough to not make them marry or bang any of us.
Kill.
Yeah. So you can do that at the4ampodcast@gmail.com. That's the number 4am podcast@gmail.com. And check out our Patreon because we've got some stuff there. We got some cool.
Just put up a new
things.
Trailer
Yeah,
Trashers.
putting up a Trailer Trashers. Yeah. So check us out. Thanks for listening.
Good night.
Adios.
Good night, everybody.
So